All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode of the TagCast. So my apologies for the long delay between episodes. Pretty much it boils down to scheduling issues. I guess the month or so after Evo, everyone apparently is crazy busy. But with that being said, obviously we're doing this episode, and then I actually have a bunch of people on the hook for episodes here in the near future. So hopefully I can make up for some lost time and kind of get episodes out fairly quicker than I normally do. So, but with that, let's talk, of course, about this episode. We're going to be doing half of Team Korea, TK, and that is Baek. Hopefully, we'll get to Hwarang later on, of course. And Baek,
Spoilers.
spoilers, yeah.
This is all spoilers, guys.
So with that, Bake is another one of those characters. Last episode we did Steve. Bake is another underrepresented character in this game. So much.
Very underrepresented.
Yeah.
Very underrepresented.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 5 big players in the country, in your country. There's like one in mine.
Yeah, and
and that's me, and I suck.
yeah, and that's actually a good segue because I was gonna try to get a quote unquote top player for this podcast, but we don't really have a whole lot of top players here in the states. So I figure for this one we'll do knowledge over his supposed skill, I guess you could say. Hopefully you don't take offense to that, but
Oh, no.
without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest for this episode as a budding fighter,
Oh,
Curran. So I guess
yeah,
with that, you do have a presence on the boards, which I'll mention here in
sort of.
just a moment. But before we get to that, kind of give us a background. For those who don't know, where are you from, and how long have you been playing Tekken, and what got you to Baek?
My name is Karan. I'm from New Zealand. I'm originally from India, but I moved to New Zealand 3 years ago. And before I begin, I would like to say I'm not very good at this game. I've just been playing the Tekken as a whole for over a year, because I got a PSP, and with PSP was Tekken 5 DR, which I was playing Tekken 5 DR in 2010. Go figure. And then I kind of got Tekken 6, and I was just still mashing the buttons, and I figured out Bake, and he was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, holy shit, that does like 100 damage. And then I picked up the character, and then I spent time with him, and it's not. Some people say he's button masher. I would say you're just dead wrong. Shut up. And he requires a lot of work, pretty much. And I guess we'll just go right into that.
Okay.
I hope you ignore my actual skill and just learn,
Sure.
kind of take points from what I say and correct me if I'm wrong, because apparently I'm pretty wrong all the time.
Oh, well, that's okay. I figure, we have. I know that you asked a while back to be the intermediate player for the
Yeah.
guest, which we've unfortunately only had one person other than you ask. Well, I'm sorry.
Which is a pretty big shame, really, because things like that would really help the player as well. And sometimes top players miss some things that the intermediate player wants to bring up. So it's kind of a shame, really.
Yeah,
People didn't want to
and
volunteer for it.
it's kind of ironic because the other guy who came on, which is for the Kazuya podcast, he was also. I mean, you're in New Zealand now, but he was also from India.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah.
guess it's
I
Indian
guess
guys who want to come on and actually talk a little bit. But with
I
that being
guess I
said,
guess
I
it's
mean,
the
oh, go ahead.
I guess it's the Indian kids who really want to learn stuff over here.
I guess, but I was going to
Sorry for
mention,
the terrible talk.
Despite anything that
I
you.
believe it's like just the Indian kids who want to learn, I guess, or something.
But I mean, with that being said, though, not to give yourself some credit. There is a huge guide post that was stickied in the Baek forums on TZ. So I figure, if the info you have is good enough to be stickied, and it's a book for sure, that you're definitely knowledgeable enough to talk about this character. So yeah, with that, let's just jump right into this. The Baek discussion. No, usually, I start, what are the strengths and weaknesses? Now, I know that you brought a bunch of notes to the table for this, so
Yes, I
I,
do.
I would imagine that you have, your own starting place. So I'll just throw it over to you. Where do we start with this character?
Okay, I've got like overview changes. I've got like a whole list to pretty much go onto this podcast. So I'll pretty much start with the overview of Bake. Bake is a very, very hard character to play effectively. He's at his best at range 0, and he is one of the best characters in the game at range 0. and kind of the more distance you achieve, the opponent achieves between you and him or her, the less he is effective. His spacing game is pretty generic, and his punishing is very average. I mean, he's got good stuff, but it range for the most part. He has very good pokes in general in the open field. His mids are pretty damn good for poking, and his lows are pretty. I won't say they're bad like some people say, but they're pretty disjointed, for lack of a better word. His wall carry has to be very good. I mean, talking about no bound wall carry, his is like it's like top 10. But his wall game in general is pretty average to below average. It's definitely buffed from Tekken 6, but it's still not that great. His saving grace has to be, however, damage, both standing, which shout outs to Rage, and in the air. Shout outs to Rage. I mean, you turn on Rage and you do 2 4 4 4 3s, and it's like Half Life. And 4 4 4 3. We'll get to when we get to the changes and additions. You know, he does very good damage. His combos do pretty damn good damage. They do require high execution, but they do pretty good damage once you get past the execution thing. But the thing is, he still contracts his left very well, and he gets sidewalk left all day. Against a good player, and you really have to pick your spots and what moves you have to use. Because I can count the number of moves that can track his right consistently on my toes, and I lost small toe a couple of months ago. So that's kind of how it goes. His
Oh
Oki,
that is an
his
awesome.
Oki, however, his Oki is damn good. His Oki has to be one of the best in the game. His first and most harsh change that I found in Tekken Tag 2 from Tekken 6 to Tekken Tag 2 was his 2P pimp suit is completely gone. There's no way to revive that ever. You can't even go to the customs and get it back. It's just sad.
So your biggest change is a costume?
I mean, look at his. You boot up T6 and you look at his pimp suit, man. It's so pimp. Seriously.
All right, well, let's talk about the more applicable change.
I gotta say that was pretty applicable. Whatever. Okay, so his three enders, his strings down 4 4 4 3, the three mid ender.
Mhm,
The mix up kind of used to be the cancel in the mid.
mhm.
The mid has now been slowed down to the point that you can interrupt the ender with the jab, like completely. He does down 4 4 4 3, and you mash one. If you say you have a character with an I-10 jab, you mash one and you'll kind of hit him every single time unless you're like really slow or something.
Oh wow.
You'll hit him out of it. But the mix-up that kind of goes with it now is you can punch parry through, but even still, it's not a mix-up that is in his favor. Because you're it's a mix-up that you're willing to give up your momentum for if you guess wrong, pretty much. And if you guess right, you're not gaining much anyway. Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh yeah. So and it's also because the three ender is now slower. That means the cancel itself is now slower as well.
Mhm.
So like most of his flamingo moves now, they used to recover at like -6, minus 5 to -6. Now they recover at like -8. And so if you do cancel into flamingo, you basically have no mix up other than trying to punch parry. But still, they can low jab you out of it. Which they gave him a new move, which is flamingo back 3+4. It kind of looks like a shuffle, like low shuffle.
Mhm.
That thing low parries at frame one. Apparently, I haven't really tested it because I don't have a console, but apparently low parries at frame one. But still, it's a very good addition to him for dealing with low jabs because ever since Tekken 5 came out, you could beat him with a low jab, flamingo mix-ups, usually with a low jab, or if he had a Paul down 12, but who's gonna throw that shit? But so you could interrupt the string mix-ups with the low jab, and he really didn't have anything to get around it, which he has now, the flamingo low parry. It gives a standard low parry, and like a standard low parry, it doesn't parry heads, knees, elbows, whatever. And that's pretty much it. Is four his magic four now is I-12, which is a really hard nerf because it used to be I-11 and was one of the best in the game for that because of the brain dead juggle afterwards. And now it recovers worse on whiff, which is more of a system change, but still, nerf is nerf.
Mhm.
And his 4-3-3 forward, it used to give +6 on hit, now it only gives +4. Anytime you're under +5 in Flamingo, I think you're not in a good position because the Flamingo cancel, it lasts over 6 frames, as I had Noodles test this, and Apparently, lasts over 6 frames, and the faster you cancel it before the inactive window hits, the more frame advantage you're gonna get. So like even if you go into, say I'm on Arbino right now and it says 1 2 3 cancel, it says +4 on hit. It says they didn't mention it, but it's supposed to be a perfect cancel. So if you don't do the perfect cancel, you can on hit you can be -2 in Flamingo, and negative on hit in Flamingo is just negative in Flamingo period is just really scary. So you got to be on point with the execution. But still, it's like +4 compared to +6, which is it's pretty hard. It's a pretty harsh nerf. His 4-4. Tick mentioned this in the T6 podcast, and I love the T6 Baek podcast. Shout out to that one. His 4-4, his T6 in T6 4-4 used to be pretty damn good. It was like +7 or 8 on hit, the mid, and you could still step it, and it used to be -4 on block. Now it's not as delayable as it used to be. If you're kind of checking it in practice mode right now, it's not as delayable as it used to be, and now it recovers worse. It's -11 on block now, which means that his wall Oki from 4-4 spike has been nerfed as well. It used to give him a free down 3 before, now it doesn't. They can block it now. And also his Flamingo 3-3. This move also Tick mentioned in his previous podcast. I guess they listened to the previous podcast and they were like, nerf that shit. And the Flamingo 3-3, it doesn't track as well anymore. And also it's now mid high. It used to be mid mid. It was like a safe mid mid poking string. It was like a Jin down for one, back to one. Sorry, it was like a Jin back to one. And who doesn't love Jin back to one? And but now it's a mid high, and it kind of sucks more. But now he has a Flamingo 3-3 forward, which Tick also mentioned in the previous podcast. It's pretty good, but it still doesn't track. If he had the I guess if he had the older Flamingo 3-3 and it tracked, he would be kind of broken apparently. You know, he'd be like SSS plus tier or some freaking stupid thing. But it does give pretty good hit, a pretty good frame advantage on hit. It gives +7. I'm looking at the frame data right now. It gives +7. Of course, that is perfect execution. But still, it's +7, which is a pretty good thing for a 15, 14, 15 frame mid. Which but it's -2 on block. And anytime you're minus in Flamingo, it's just bad news anyway. Also, Flamingo upward 3, his Flamingo hop kick, which he does an awesome yell when he hits it. It's now tag bufferable, but it doesn't track as much as it used to. I'll get into the big double down back 3 forward setup later. But if you did that, if you did Flamingo up 4-3, it would track both ways. And the opponent would be forced to block it. That's not the case anymore. I think they can take roll both ways, and it just whips in their face, and it's not that great.
It launches higher though.
Also,
higher.
it does. Yeah, it's a tag launcher now, which I guess it's the only saving grace of that move now, other than being a hop kick and being -14 on block, whatever. His down 2, his the chop that made him broken in T5DR apparently. That gave him like Nina wake ups, or apparently.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't track for jack shit anymore. It doesn't track at all. You have to dash into down 2 for Oki to track side rolls. His Oki in T6BR. If you have a move that tracks side rolls and hits pretty high, you were pretty good at Oki, and he had down 2 for that. But down 2 doesn't track anymore, and now it's punishable. I don't know why that's punishable. Like seriously. It's not like it's broken. It's not like it was broken before. They nerf it super hard now. Namco.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's get on to the positive changes from the 10,000 negative ones. His back 4 is now safe. It used to be -14 before. It's now safe, and it has a major tracking buff. You can't step this move to his right at all. It will track you. I was playing some guy in the arcade before, and he sidestepped right, and I did back 4, and it reverse wall splat it. It tracks so well, and you can't really step that move at all. It also tracks decently to his right. Scott, are you there?
Yep, I'm still here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't hear you like talking or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm just listening, and of course, I have it pulled up in practice mode, so I'm just taking a look.
Yeah.
That's funny because back 4 historically has always been punishable.
It's been super punishable. I still don't know why it was -14 before, but now it's safe, and it now wall splats, which is his fastest wall splat now at 16 frames. It used to be 22, I think 20 or 22, like stupidly slow, but now it's 16. It's a wall splat and it's pretty fast. His crouch S3, it pushes back a lot more than it used to be. Before Crash Test 3 and Tekken 6, I have Tekken 6 pulled up on my PSP right now. I'm doing it right now, and it sucks him in pretty much for the punish, and it's like -17 right in the face.
Mhm.
You're getting hurt by pretty much everybody, but like Steve or something in
Uh-huh.
Tekken 6 anyway. But now it pushes a lot back than it used to. You need like some really good. You need if you space it just right, which is pretty hard to space because the range of the move sucks. But if you space it just right, so it's punished at the max range, Bake's own 1+2 4 can't really punish it. You have to dash into 1+4 because it's like -17. And Bake's 1+2 is 14, so you can kind of dash into it, and I can do it sort of consistently, but not really. So it punishes it, but the move got a lot more pushback now, which is I guess okay. It's not like DR pushback. The DR pushback like oh my god,
Mhm.
but now it pushes back a little bit better now.
Okay.
His down 3+4, which is his air throw, they gave him the air throw in BR, I believe.
Mhm.
It has a lower hitbox now because before it didn't have a really good hitbox at all. But the hitbox is better, so it helps in ending wall combos and tag assault combos and combos in general. But it does less damage, kind of going with all the air throw damage nerf. I don't know why they nerfed the damage. It didn't do as much damage anyway, but whatever, Namco. So seriously. His Flamingo Forward 3, it always, since BR, it has been one of Beck's best moves. Now they made it even better. On counter hit, this move now gets a crumple stun, and if you put Beck at the wall, you remember Kazuya's, what do you call it? Down foot 2, counter down foot 2?
Mhm.
It gives the free electric,
Mhm.
provided if you godlike. It gives Flamingo Forward 3 now gives you plus 19. That means counter hit Flamingo Forward 3 and the Flamingo up 4-3 combos.
Oh, wow.
It leads to mass damage. My team of Gandryu and Bick, they can do like 160 damage, I believe, with the easy combo. And big combos are not easy, but from the easier combo, you hit like 160. It's retarded.
Gotcha. So you're not talking. Oh wait, hold on. Let me. So it doesn't wall splat, but it gives you.
It
Wow.
gets Yeah, it leads to massive damage. On I believe King, Armor King, and Miguel, those size of characters, you can hit Flamingo 4-3 into Flamingo 4-4. Say if you have combos that work big with the opponent tag assaulting, if they work better, you can opt for that one. But Gandryu big, they do better damage when Gandryu is bounding. So I try to tag Gandryu in when I do my combo, which it leads to hellacious damage, provided I can do it because it's pretty decent execution, big tag filler.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty much all of it. That's pretty much the main ones anyway. There's some like stupid ones, like I don't know, Flamingo 3-3-4 and 3-3 down 4, which is who's gonna use that thing. No one should ever use it ever.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using it, you're either beating someone off online or just an online warrior. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm still bitter that they changed the snake kicks because it used to be once upon a time the first two were guaranteed if the first one
I
didn't connect.
remember that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but now it's only counter hit, and I don't know why they took that away. Like every hit is
It,
punishable, but
I'm
whatever.
sorry. I'm sorry. I know what you're talking about. That movement in Broken. What are you talking about? Duh.
Yeah, clearly
Yeah.
busted. Um, all right, so I guess
Every
from
yeah.
the T6 changes then, so we have all of his list, of the changes. Now we need to put it all together. So what's
Okay,
the first
so
step?
I got spacing and movement right now.
Okay,
So
sure, yeah.
Vic's spacing game, like I said, it's kind of generic,
Mhm.
but he has few tools he can use at range. But even still, spacing is in a strong style
Mhm.
or cup of tea or whatever you want to use. Some good long range stuff is 4-4-4. I mentioned 4-4-4 being one of his best moves now, and it's an I-16 move, and since it's a dash move, you can do it I-18. I mean, 18 frames is the fastest input. I believe 18 or 19.
Mhm.
You can do it, and it's pretty fast. Bake's tracking hasn't been that great ever,
Uh-huh.
and 4-4-4 is just so much help. It helps track 4-4-4-3's natural combo. Some people complain about why is that move natural combo, and I just laugh at them, to be honest. And its natural combo, it does like 50 something damage. I believe it does 54. Does it do 54?
Let's see. Yep, 54, and unless of course
Yeah.
you hit the counter hit.
Oh, yeah, or unless you hit the wall when then it leads to like murder damage in
Oh
general.
No, oh, sorry, yeah, 58 with counter hit. So,
Oh, 58.
yep.
Can
So
you check how much it does
54.
with rage?
What's that?
Can you check how much it does with rage? Because I don't have a console and I don't have the numbers to calculate with rage.
Absolutely. Just 1 second. So no counter hit, 67 and rage.
67. See, there
Yeah.
we go. Clearly, that move makes him broken. But the thing is, 443 is mid high. You can see the thing coming. And also, you can't delay it at all. It's pretty much like, even though the instant move is 16, don't quote me on this, but I think the input for the three is like 15 or something. So you just can't hit confirm it at all. It works as a 16 frame punish, but if you miss it, you're dead because the second hit is high.
Yeah, I guess you
You
could,
know,
because you're doing a dash a little bit, and this isn't for punishes, but you can sort of take the counter hit confirm approach to it, since it
oh yeah,
sort of
yeah, yeah.
takes
You
a
can, but
minute, yeah, to come out.
you can, but still, the risk is quite high. And even
Oh
if
yeah,
you get it, all you get is a knockdown. Even though the knockdown gives great Oki, which we'll get into his braided Oki later, but the risk is quite high. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I guess that, just in general, even if you don't finish it, I mean, 22 for a safe mid tracking move, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's last back one.
Yeah,
I just treat it like that.
yeah.
Even though last is back one is just Bake's 444 is not instant 16. Last is I-15. You know, I mean, instant 16 as in you need to have perfect execution to make it 16.
Yeah.
While last is back one is just bam back one. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it
Yeah,
has
it's
pretty much
better
the
than
same
nothing.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, one of his better long range moves is wave dash wall standing 4, which, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the wall standing 4 being super nerfed because wall standing 4 it used to give like +5 before, right? +5 or 6. It was some stupid crazy number. Now it gives like +3. Trying to figure that shit out. Clearly, that move made him broken, right?
Well, it looks
It
like
only gives like,
if you do the down 4 version, um, oh no, but I guess that's not an actual combo. You can block the second one.
oh yeah, you can. It's down 433 is a natural combo on counter. Oh, I also forgot to mention the three enders. Then a wall splat, which makes counter forward 4-3 on the wall just murder damage. Because counter hit forward 4-3 is its natural combo and counter hit, and since the three now wall splats, it's just hellacious damage following. But still, now you can sidestep the second hit even better, and then just like hit whatever electric, Paul down for two, death wish, whatever you want to. Just he's free, you know.
Hmm. Interesting.
Also, one of his better long range moves is down 4-3, which is it has to be one of his most longest range moves.
Uh-huh.
Down 4-3. We get into Flamingo Wave Dash in just a little bit, but you can cancel down 4-3 by hitting forward, back. I'm sorry, forward, down, or up after it, and he kind of just like dashes forward with this, and he goes into Flamingo. It really helps in his range stuff, and you'll see Koreans using this quite a bit to try to close in, and it's kind of like a fake, so you can kind of use it to play mind games on your opponent, which I certainly can because I suck at this game, you know. But but still, it's something you should try to use, and of course, counter hit down 4-3 combo. You know, down 4-3 into down 4-3 works on axis and after a sidestep left. It doesn't work after a sidestep right consistently, or the follow up afterwards. You know, which is 4-3-3 forward. The combo doesn't work. But still, kind of down for three, the opponent is afraid of it, and that's why you can use down for three forward in quite a lot.
Yeah.
Also, one of his better ranged moves. It's still not the best range, but it's down forward four. It's his 12 frame mid kick.
Mhm.
It's I believe. There we go, down foot four. Down foot four is -7 on block and +4 on hit. But if you're using it max range, it gives pretty damn good spacing afterwards, which even still Beck's not a spacing character. But I kind of play in a spacing sort of way, and it's just good news for me. And but most people trying to finish off the down foot 4-4, I can kind of see their point. You know, down foot 4-4 is natural combo and counter hit. If it was natural combo, he'd be clearly broken apparently. Uh, you
Well, yeah,
know,
I think I mean, if it was a natural combo, you feel, let's see, it's I guess it all depends on what you would do afterwards. But I mean, on block, it would still be a major problem. But I mean, as a
yeah, it's
mid poke, pretty good. But I guess it's
again
all
back
moot
to one.
point since it isn't. But
Yeah, it's +4 to +5 opponent crouch and hit, so it's not that bad, you know.
Mhm.
It's still decent. You can still work off of it. It does create a little bit of range though. If you even if you hit it or it gets blocked, it creates a little bit of range. And one of his best spacing lows, no Korean or Asian ever really uses it. But I was talking to this Atlanta guy. He's called Keigan Tsurugi. He kind of watches Anakin streamed a lot, and I kind of talk with him because he also plays Baek. He plays Baek Jun, which is what the hell,
Yeah.
But whatever. It's one of the weirder teams. I guess mine is pretty weird too. Baek and Ganryu. Trying to figure that shit out. A sumo and attack on the teacher.
Yeah.
Who knows? you
Right.
know, yeah. So sidestep left three is sidestep left three. I say because sidestep right three doesn't have range for anything. Because when he's doing sidestep three, he's kind of moving to his right a little bit. So when you do sidestep left three, you don't get as much axis movement. And the sidestep three is one of it has to be safest lows, which still can be shouldered by Dragunov. So safe, haha. you know, uh, not taking into consideration a down by 3 forward, which is -6, but we'll get into that later. Sidestep left 3 is +4 on a hit, leaves you right in their face. It's -12 on block, as I mentioned, which, dragging off shoulders hurts like hell. And that's pretty much some of his range stuff, isn't a lot, but his movement isn't that, moveset isn't that big anyway, so you
Now,
gotta work with what you got.
quick question for you. Now the down 4-4 string, just because we were talking about it, you mentioned earlier down 4-3-3-3 that you can interrupt that because they slowed it down. Now, is that the same for
Yeah.
down forward 4-4-3? Can you interrupt the 3, the mid option? Is that slowed down too?
Yeah, everything that looks been slowed down.
Okay.
Hello?
Yep. Still got me.
Oh yeah. They slowed it down for everything that looks like it.
Okay.
So you can kind of also okay. So you still there, right?
Yep, I'm still here.
Yeah. Big has really like three. I guess for the people who don't know, crash dash is forward, neutral, down, down, forward. You do it over and over again. And for Baek, it's like it's used how Roger and Alex players use it. It's kind of to gain space, get in on someone, and mostly wave down or wall standing for four, which isn't the best move. Wall standing for four in T6 had to be his best move, if not one of the best moves. But still, wall standing for is pretty more or ducking or wall standing 2-1 if you really show the ducking.
Okay, so
you can use a wave dash.
I'm sorry, you cut out there just a little bit. You said while standing 4-4, and then you cut out.
The wall standing 4-4-3 cancel. Hit confirm wall standing 4-4, and you should always hit confirm wall standing 4-4. Just a warning, else you'll get pwned by everybody who knows how to fight against Drake. Or wall standing 4-4 or wall standing 2-1, which is his twin pistons. His kind of version of twin pistons, sort of, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's I mean, it is hit confirmable, right? Like, what's the
window? Yeah, it's wall standing 4-4.
I guess both that and wall standing 2-1.
It's pretty good, I guess. It's like I haven't had that tested from Noodles, and that is something I want to get tested from Noodles. If you're listening, shout outs. It's pretty easy to hit confirm. You shouldn't really be missing it. That's what I think. It's not like Mishima 112 hit confirm, but it's up there.
Gotcha. Because I mean, it's because the wall standing 2, at least, that's safe on block.
Yeah,
so I mean, you're talking about essentially a mid safe launcher.
It bounds and it doesn't give the most damage. You barely reach 70. To reach 70, you have to do like a hard ass combo, which yeah.
I mean,
it's
still,
kind of the thing.
It's one of those things where because it bounds, you can still do the tag assault. So,
but you're giving away red life and all that other stuff, and you barely.
Come on, man. You're talking about a safe mid launcher. You got to take what you
can. I guess you need to send that into Namco to nerf that. Thank you.
Yeah, I got to make an emphasis on that.
Yeah. But yeah, wave dash into wall standing 2-1 if you think they're ducking, or wave dash into grab. If you're really skilled, you can wave dash into down back 1+3, which has to be his best grab. We'll get into grabs later, and also if you're really skilled, you can wave dash into down back three, which you'll hear a lot in this podcast because down back three three forward it's a low that goes into Flamingo that is -6 on block and +8 on hit. It sounds brilliant until you realize he goes into Flamingo, but still you can make that move safe against Mishimas. Because see Mishimas have like say you have Kazuya, right? Kazuya has wall sending 1 2, which is his main launcher, or wall sending 2, or crush cancel electric. He doesn't have a quick kick launcher, say a hop kick. He doesn't have a hop kick till like 16. And if my math is right, uh, it's -6 on block. So 16, if you do a Damak 34 and do a perfect counter and a jab, they have to do a 16 frame move or faster to 15 frame move or faster to interrupt you. So Kazuya can twin piston if you're trying to jab afterwards. Kazuya can twin piston and launch you, but then you can punch parry. So you can essentially make the move safe against Kazuya. I've got a list here. It's against Kazuya, Devil Jin, Heihachi, and Jax. I still need to research a bit more, but you can make that move that down back 34 launch safe against those characters. Yeah. And plus, if you hit down back 34, it gives retarded +8, which I think has to be the most, if one of the most, if not the most, plus a low ever gives you, because kind of the technique kind of standard is if a no doesn't knock you down, it gives you negative on hit. Baek's down back 34 definitely does not give you negative on hit. It gives like +8, and on counter hit, it's free 2-2 on hit.
Yeah. Aside from snake kicks, I mean that's definitely my favorite low of his. For that reason, like it's just and you can just keep doing because of the cancel, and you can do it out of Flamingo. You just keep doing it over and over again.
See, the thing about it is the people hype it up because you can Damak 34, but that thing is walkable both ways, really. You can get around it both ways. Damak forward, it doesn't track really well.
But that's part of the
sort of. You should track sort of in Tekken 6, but it doesn't track as well anymore. It can randomly catch sidestep someday if you sacrifice a goat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's part of the mix-up, though, because then you can throw forward 3 or Flamingo forward 3 in there. And...
Oh yeah. That's the kind of. I guess that's another thing you should write to Namco about. I guess.
Like, hey, fix this. It's too good.
Yes. Apparently, Namco's listening to all the scrubs. But they listen to good players as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. So regular wave dash into wave dash grab is and wave dash into wall standing 2-1. I guess if you catch them ducking. A Flamingo wave dash. I was mentioning this earlier. Flamingo wave dash down back down 4-3 forward, down 4-3 forward, down 4-3 forward. It's you can get counter hit out of it. Unlike wave dash where you can just block instantly, you can't really block instantly out of this one. And you get counter hit, so it's kind of a risk. But if you know how to use it well, it has to be. Hello.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's if you can use it right, it has to be one Baek's best tool to get in, because you right in there in Flamingo and they don't know what to do. And see down 4-3 forward because it's a cancel and he makes that yacht noise. And some people like to say like they're trying to gain Baek's tempo, right? And every time he does something, he says yeah. And with down 4-3 forward, he also says yeah. So it kind of like, what the hell is he doing? He didn't do move. What the hell is he doing? It kind of messes with their mind. And you can sometimes like down 4-3 forward into Flamingo grab sometimes works. I'm no sorry, it always works. I'm just kidding. Because they get so confused and they just don't expect like grab to come out of it.
Now, I know we'll get to grabs eventually, but did they give him any additional grab out of Flamingo yet? Is it still?
Unfortunately not. I'm writing to Namco about this so that he can have all of his grabs from Flamingo. It would give something. It would give something really powerful to him to kind of make the opponent fear just standing.
Yeah.
Even though the grabs they're not 50-50 like Soul Calibur, the opponent still has to they're visually seeing, but then it also keeps them on their toes. That's kind of my philosophy for grabs. The 12 frames that you still got to keep an eye out for them. And for the Flamingo grab, I would suggest doing 4-2 slide 3, not 4-2 plus 3, because the kind of hand kind of shift he does, it makes the grab a little bit harder to break. At least that's how the Koreans use it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Also, his third way to get in, I'm spending quite a lot of time here, dashing and carefully inching, like just forward, back. It's the safest way to get in with any character, unless you're proficient at doing wave dash and you can stop on a dime with your wave dash. It's the safest and thus the most used way to get in, pretty much. Baek's movement, as in sidestep and his backdash, is pretty average. It has I think it's like it has to be just a notch below Kazuya's movement, and Kazuya's movement like isn't like top tier movement, but it's pretty damn good, you know. And Baek's has to be like a notch below it. I was watching the matches from Aiken and Lord TKD, which shout outs to both of those players for playing Baek. You know, I was playing them, watching them play Kazuya and watching them play Baek, and the movement felt kind of similar. And but he also has back three, and if you guys don't know, back three is his manual into Flamingo, and Flamingo triple sidestep has been notorious since when, Scott? Because I didn't play tag one.
So yeah, since tag one.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't have it uh in Tekken
Taken
2
two.
when he was first introduced.
Oh yeah, Taken two Baek was top tier. Hashtag top tier. Baek in Taken two.
But
Nah,
yeah,
he sucked.
I mean, you didn't see a whole lot of Baek players. The only time you ever saw Baek in Tag One was usually when he was paired up with Huarong. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was powerful then. So it's
It
always
has
been
to be
there.
one of the it has to be one of the best evasion moves in the game. It's like it has to be second to sidestep right AOP and instant relax. That's the most evasive maneuver in the game. Anything that doesn't track right, I guess there's a couple of moves that track right 100%, like Bake's back four. But if you don't have move that, if you have a move that sort of tracks to the right, that the back three will get around it easy, and you get lost for half your life. Either with a, if you did a string, he'll get to your back Flamingo 3 4 4 4, which I call ruin the Christmas because it pretty much ruins the Christmas of most people. You Flamingo 3 4 4 4, then you can either wild starting 2 1 to bound, or you can crouch cancel into 4 3 3 forward for his pretty damn harsh combos in the back. Or if you just whiff something that's pretty damn small, you can just Flamingo up 4 3. What right in the face.
Is
And they,
is Flamingo like, let's say you do a the triple sidestep and you get it at their back. I know that you could in the past do 1 2 3 4 3. Does that still connect, or can you get out of that now?
in Tekken 6 BR you couldn't. I still think you really can't because I haven't really tested it. But the thing with 1 2 3 4 3 now is it launches now properly. It didn't launch properly in Tekken 6 BR. It kind of gave them the flip around, knockdown, and they could tech roll. Now it's actually 3 4 3 is also one of his tag launchers. So if you do actually manage to land it in someone's back, it launches. It's like 70 something damage, 74 I believe, 74 75, and it launches them in the back, and it's a combo.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's a combo unless it's like you're clearly at the back, which they can sidestep or something. But I haven't really gotten to that.
Yeah, it's
Tested that.
for some reason it's not registering as a combo, but yeah, it still feels like it is. So
It's kind of like we should tell them it is a combo in the back, and then everyone will be ruined by Vec or something.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it combos. Okay, actually I don't know if it really combos or not, but Flamingo 3 4 4 4 it by itself is pretty harsh in the back as well. It's like 70 something damage launcher, and then you can follow up. My big Ganryu does 140 damage. Shout outs to that one.
Yeah, I actually to be honest with you, I don't know if that's maybe a positive for him, because like, let's say that it doesn't register it as a combo, but it is in the back, then it would reset the damage scaling. So
Yeah, because it's like 100. It's like 70 something damage in the back. It's pretty harsh.
yeah. So okay. Well, anyway, enough
Yeah.
of that move.
Okay, yeah. Sidestep, as you mentioned, triple sidestep right, back three, sidestep right, pretty much evades anything that's not a homing move, or like something that doesn't track 100% to the right. My Ganryu big combo is kind of to give insight to the newer players. You do in the back Flamingo 3 4 4 4, then you crouch cancel 4 3 3 forward, then you do 2 3, which is his jab in Flamingo, then you do Flamingo back three to bound. Then Ganryu comes in and he does a little bit of sidestep right, down forward 4 1 2, and Big dashes up and it does down forward 3 + 4, and it does 140 damage. It gets That's kind of sick, maybe sort of. Not that's broken.
It's not
uh,
broken. It's not. Don't worry
I,
about it.
most players I was discussing a Bake on the Tekken Zaibatsu forums in the tier list, and most of them said that's pretty much the only redeeming quality he has anymore, which I strongly disagree with. But it still has to be one of the best things in the game that he has. Uh, Now let's move on to his punishing, which is not as great as the Flamingo 3 4 4 in the back. Uh, if Beck's punishers have never been the best due to range and/or damage and/or advantage. He has decent stuff here and there at -10 and -14, but nothing to really put him up there with like Mishima's, Bruce, Paul, or even Lars. Was. Uh, Standing, he has forward 1-1, and I say forward 1-1 because his forward jab reaches like twice the distance of his standard one jab. Forward 1-1 for frame advantage. It does 18 damage, but leaves them in +7. Leaves him at +7 right in their face. You can go into custom strings from there. You can do forward 1-2-3 forward, which is sort of okay damage and gives you a flamingo mix up, which is only +4, which is also one of the nerfs. +4. It's +4, which is not really that great of an entry into flamingo, which is because +4 is like cancel damage. Not sorry, the cancel frame advantage, which you can still mess up sometimes. And if the opponent's like he wants to mash you out of something and you didn't have the right execution, say you were like +4 and you wanted to jab him again and you really had like shitty execution and you were like 0 on hit, you would trade jabs and everything. It's not that great. It only does 21 damage, so it's like 3 more damage for 3 less frames. Take what you can get really out of it. Nashi is the Japanese Baek player. I think he's the best Baek player in the world. He uses 2-2 a lot. His 2-2 is like Mishima 2-2. It's like 36 damage, which has to be one of the best damage for up there for -10. But it's like -2 on hit, but it kind of moves it off axis, so you can play some mind games off of it. But it's not in this. He doesn't have the advantage, that's for sure. Just he uses as his primary punish. On rare occasions, the 2 and 1-2-3 forward will whiff, and shoutouts to Namco to that one. I don't know why. I don't know. I seriously don't know why it ever does that. No one. I don't know anyone else who's 1-2. Just the 2 just whiffs for some stupid reason. But forward 1-1, it's super consistent. If you hit the second one will hit no matter what. So I guess you'd use 1-1 if you really want to, or use 2-2 if you want the damage. And forward 1 and his standard 2 have pretty much have identical range anyway. He does have 2-3, but 2-3 sucks for punching because it's like +7. It does give frame advantage, it's +7, but it only does like 10 or so damage. And we're not playing Oscar here. We don't want 10 damage from from an I-10 punish. We want 36. We don't want 9. You know. And for -12, it used to be -11, but now -12. 4cc forward, which was added in Tekken 6. It's his primary punch for -12. It gives +5 into +4 or 5 into Flamingo. It's like 4 slide 5 slash whatever. The 4 squiggly 5, It puts you into +4/5 at Flamingo, and you get 36 damage, which is the same as 2-2, but you get frame advantage. But only really Koreans use this, and Nashi just doesn't use it. It has better range. His 4 has better range than his jabs, thankfully, but it's only +5 at perfect execution. It does not jail, which has to be one of the like anti-big. A 4-3 forward does not jail. You should duck that, and you should launch him every time. He gets blown up if he misses. A down forward 4. Down forward 4 is not really a punish, but it has just. I was testing this with. I tried to cap the picture of where the 4 hits and where the down forward 4 hits, and really on inspection, down forward 4 wins. It's very slight, but down forward 4 has a little bit better range than his 4, and down forward 4 is mid, so it creates a little bit of space if you want time to think and you don't want damage. But also, if you're not sure on your 12 frame punish, if you don't want to just go for jabs or something, I don't know why, you can use down forward 4, which is mid. If it hits, it also hits if they try to duck forward. I've never seen anyone use it ever though for a punish. It's more of a poke.
Not to backtrack too much, but for
Yeah.
4-3, like at least for me personally, when I used to dabble with Baek a little bit, I'd play a match here or there. I used to play Law a ton, and that was once they did the DSS or introduced that in T4, that was like the thing, do 4-3. Although for some weird reason, like a lot of Law players now do 3-4 to get the knockdown, but I still like to do the 4-3 and then go into DSS, and I feel like with Baek, it's the same sort of mentality, 4-3 and then go into Flamingo and do more mind games and whatnot. But that's just me, I guess.
Yeah. I guess for the Law 4-3, there's not a whole lot of -11 punishes anyway, so pretty much anything most of the things you can punish with 4-3, I guess you can punish with 3-4, which is why you really see that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm not a law player, whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it
Yeah,
makes sense, to do the 3-4 if you're next to a wall because of wall splats. But like out in the open, I mean, they do the same amount of damage, and I know it goes into mix-ups and stuff. So I don't know, to each their own. Everybody has
yeah,
their own style. So, but
yeah, yeah,
anyway,
yeah. Yeah.
anyway, moving
Okay.
on to the additional punches.
For minus 13, this is kind of a unique punish. This is minus 13 is down forward 1-3. I have never seen anyone use this for a punish ever, but I think it has potential, at least on paper. It does 32 damage compared to Bake's 4-3 forward, which is 36 damage. Would you correct that, Scott, please?
Uh,
32 for down forward 1-3?
let's see, for 36 for 4-3, and then
Yeah.
32 for down forward. Yeah, 1-3.
Yeah. So, but it gives +8 run in their face, compared to 4-3 4 +5. Downfoot 1-3 puts you in the flamingo, and you notice it's unlike the regular cancels that he has. This is the straight up. You don't need execution for this. This is +8 right in their face. It's like hitting a down back 3 forward, pretty much. It's also his. It's his only punish for Kuma up for 3 for 1+2 HPS, which you have to use for. You have to use like a 13 frame mid to punish it, which hits. You have to use a 13 frame mid period. Heihachi has down foot 1-2 for that, but Make has down foot 1-3, which is, it's not the best. But it's definitely not the worst. Gives +8 right in the face. Pretty much free flamingo grab afterwards. You know, after at minus 14, this is when things get saucy with 1+2 4. 1+2 has a ton of range. It's his primary death wish punish. A little bit dash into 1+2. It's his primary death wish punish. And it's 1+2 itself is trash. It's +6 opponent crouch on hit, and it only does 16 damage. Also, shoutouts to Namco for making 1+2 making 1+2 -10 on block. That's really a smart decision. 1+2 was clearly broken. Some of these nerfs just make me what the hell. 1+2 4 1+2 4 is natural combo, does 38 damage and knocks it into face down feet towards. Uh, uh, just a little random note: it's the fastest move in the game that puts the opponent in that position. It knocks it into face down feet towards for very very good Oki, which we'll come to in a little bit of time. But be warned when you're using this move, because as a punish, because it is -16 on block, you get launched by pretty much everyone who has a good launcher, and it
Now,
hurts a lot.
Now I'm curious. I'm looking at the frame data, and yeah, it says -16, but it also says to -12. Is that like a range thing, or why?
See the thing with this, if you see you block 1+2 4 in practice mode, see when the overhead kick hits him at the head or something, and when you hit 1+2 4, the hitbox is kind of lower, so it's kind of the hitbox of the move, but still it's -16 on block. If you're blocking, it's punishable.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So for -15, you have down forward 2, which is our only 15 frame launch. Has ghost range, and it has better range than Harang's. Shoutouts to shitty Harang players. Haha. And on perfect execution, if you have godlike execution, it gives you 81 damage, which we'll get into combos just in a little bit. It does 81 damage, which is the hardest combo. Staple Ibu combo for a punish does 76. Not the best of ranges though. It's definitely like a Paul down for 2. Paul down for 2 is just what the hell, Namco. Seriously. After this, the only notable one is -19, which with Crush S3. Some people have their long range punishable long range punishers. They're like 18 or 17, and most punishable moves are that way. But Bake has it at -19 with Crush S3. Perfect execution Crush S3, which it's also his taggable punish. And Skyrocket. Who doesn't like getting Skyrocket in the face, dude? Seriously. And everyone, you just go flying up in the air, and you tag in your other character, and it's just happy times after that. For wall standing, for -10, he has full crouch down 1, which is one of the has to be one of the most broken punches in the game ever. Full crouch stick tap.
Yeah, I guess the special bits.
It punishes Brian 4-4. People don't punish Brian 4-4 for some stupid reason, but you punish that. Full touchdown 1 into forward gives you +6 into standing, which is pretty decent, I guess. Sort of, maybe, I don't know. For -11, he is wall standing for 4-3, which is, in my opinion, one of the top 5 wall standing 11 punches, even after the nerf. The only things that really beat it are Steve wall standing 1-2 and Mishima wall standing 4-4, which are pretty much axe kick slash hex punches anyway. You know, for reasons to their own, Mishima wall standing 4-4 and Steve wall standing 1-2 are better, which we won't get into right now because we're not doing Mishima, so Steve will doing Baek. You know, it does 35 damage. Would you confirm that, please? 35
Yep.
wall standing 4-4.
Yep. 35.
But in second act 2, it only gives like +3, which we went over. You know, clearly made him broken with that move. Whatever. But you still got to use it, you know, because that's the only thing he really has. You can go for wall standing 4-4, but it's like, why would you even do that? You're like -4 on hit, and it's -15 on block. You know, but it gives decent pushback though. But wall standing, you need to hit confirm wall standing 4-4-3. If you're not hit confirming, I won't give you any cookies. Sorry. For -13, he has wall standing 1-3, which is the exact same move as his down forward 1-3. It does 32 damage, gives +8. Wall standing 4 has a ton of more range than wall standing 1-3, which is also one of the reasons you never see wall standing 1-3. But wall standing 1-3, you still got to sometimes keep in mind, you know, if you want the +8 in the face, you know, it helps. At 15, you get wall standing 2-1, which you were talking about is one of the best Bake's broken moves. You know, Napco fix that, please.
Yes.
Wall standing 2-1.
Please nerf.
Wall
Please
standing. Wall standing 2-1. You need to hit confirm it because the wall standing 2-1, the second hit's like -11. Let me just check that here. Thank you, RB Norway, for this. Wall standing 2-1 is -12. So you're eating like a lost 4-2-4 in the face, which is not a good feel. No one likes to eat a large 4-2-4 in the face. Uh, you know, but it's you have to hit confirm it. And it's pretty damn easy to hit confirm. You know, you have you probably have like 3 years or something to hit confirm that. You know, it 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 gives a bound, and if you tag assault, my team gets 81 damage, which is broken. I apparently is that right, Scott?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna check this because I picked Bruce
Oh yeah.
as a partner for this, but I'm gonna mess around with this. I'm gonna see how much damage I can get. What's usually the ender after like one?
Actually, with Bruce, I think you can down 4-3-1, letting the down 4-3 hit, down 4-3-1, and then you can, if I think it pops him up high enough for it, you can do Bruce down 4-3-1 into big 4-4-4-3, down back 50 forward, 2-3, and then down 4-3+4. Oh, wait, no, sorry, down back 50 forward, down 4-3+4, yeah.
Wow, interesting. I never even thought of trying to include an uppercut in that, because usually what I do with Bruce, either do 2-4 into you know his stance, and then you can do God, I'm blanking on the notation.
Forward
1-4,
1.
and then you
Oh,
can kind
okay,
of
1-4,
chase
yeah.
after him. But all the characters that I play have follow-ups to that, so
Shout out to
they
your Armor King Aethra.
yeah, but like I've been messing with Jim Pachi recently too, and he also has an air throw, and he has other junk he can do. So
I'm sorry, you mean Rage Pachi, right?
yeah, Rage Pachi, Skill Pachi,
Uh, Oh
Rage
yeah,
Skill
Big
Pachi.
Jinpachi. Shout outs to Chris Keegan for this. He's been trying Big Jinpachi,
Mhm.
and I was trying to sort of messing around with that team too in the arcade. You know, mashing buttons, seeing Jinpachi. Jinpachi's pretty good, and see the thing with Big Jinpachi is Jinpachi has tons and tons of range, and his punishment have to be godlike.
Mhm.
So it kind of it fills the things Big doesn't have. So I guess that team could really work, but I haven't really tested the damage myself. So uh, it's pretty much it's a theory team.
Yeah,
You know.
Skill Pachi he's good with everyone, man. He pairs well with
I
every
guess. Yeah. Except with Moku Skillpachi, apparently.
Really? Oh well, yeah, he's not huge. So,
Apparently. But yeah.
anyway,
So
so
yeah.
yeah, go and
Okay.
continue on. So now we have the wall standing
Okay.
2-1.
After that, we have Upward 4, which is Big's top tier hop kick, which is 20 frames and has garbage hitbox. I've seen Upward 4 into. I was playing against a Brian, and he did down 12, and my Upward 4 riffed in his face. I mean, seriously? It Brian's down 12 goes under Big's hop kick. Trying to explain that to me.
No, I'm not going to.
Some of these things just make me what the hell. Or you can consider the curse S3. You know, if you're like I don't know, If you're the main man, he's playing Baek. I don't know when he's ever playing Baek. He can do that at 21 frames with perfect execution. Like I said earlier, it's not the best, but it's like not the worst. You could have 9 damage at. Oh wait, you can actually have 9 damage. Wait, what? You can have there's stuff here and there you can use, and it's pretty decent stuff, but it's not the best. It's not skill pachi punishment. Going back to skill pachi, because clear we're doing the skill pachi part 2 podcast.
Yeah, version 2 with
Oh
Baek.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go into combos now, because everyone loves to do combos. Let's
Well, yeah, and
see.
you said it's apparently one of his strong suits. So
Yes, it is. Provided you have the execution. Combos for Baek is the new juice he has. Baek has for combos is 4-4-4-3. We went over that. Does like hellacious damage. 22 on the first hit, 32 on the second hit. Thank you to Arbin Norway. It does it does really good damage, especially for a Baek filler. But after that, it's kind of a hard combo because solo, say you're doing from a down 4-2, which is I don't expect you to get this in not to saying you have shitty execution, but people people don't really get the 4-4-4-3 combo. The combo for down 4-2, which I try to use, is 4-4-4-3 dash 4-3-3 forward into flamingo back 3 bound. If you want to try that like once or twice,
four
uh,
three forward after that.
yeah, 4-4-3-3 cancel back flamingo back 3 bound.
Hmm. Yeah, dash is a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky dash. That's the most challenging part about the combo. Also, the other challenging part is getting the 4-4-4-3. Because any ask a Raven player trying to hit a knee after a launch or something, and it's a forward move, so it's pretty hard to do consistently. I will still recommend getting this part down, because if you're not doing this combo and say you're doing like the old staple down 4-2, the new staple kind of he has is down 4-2, 4-3-3 forward, cancel into flamingo 3-3 forward, cancel into 3+4 forward, cancel into flamingo back 3 bound. Then you do dash down back 3 forward into dash down 3+4. Does 69, haha 69, does 69 damage. And you compare that to Baker down 4-2, 4-4-4-3, dash 4-3 forward, flamingo back 3 bound, dash down back 3 forward, down 4-3+4. That does 75 damage. And you still, if you want to, you can tag salt after the bound. Gandry break 90 damage. They get 91 off from that one. And the big only kind of staple is down 4-2, 4-4-4-3, dash 4-3 forward into flamingo 3-3 forward, flamingo back 3 bound, dash down back 3 forward, down for 3+4, which is 81 damage, which we mentioned earlier. Also, a little note: for full 3 combos are pretty much impossible after a side step right.
Good to know.
Uh,
Yeah, my
from
my big problem with doing this juggle is the frickin' down the flamingo back 3. Like, for whatever reason, it does not want to come out very fast.
Oh yeah, that's also a pretty hard part. But in my opinion, getting the dash 4-3 forward is pretty hard. That's
Man,
that's how I.
that dash is easy. It's that stupid
It's
flamingo. Like, I don't know if what I'm doing. Do it, God! Like, he
actually
does it.
that is what made the combo that is what makes the combo difficult, because you need to dash perfectly as the back three won't hit.
Oh, I don't know. It feels like it's
Yeah.
coming out really slow.
You need to time it really right though. Really perfect. That's why I said it requires high execution. If you're
Well,
not doing that stable,
yeah, because
you're
I've
not even
always
breaking 70.
yeah. Oh, I've always had this problem with Baek. Like, at least when they changed it so that everything, the bound system, like oh, there we go, got it. So, like, everything is like out of flamingo, and you have to do this back 3, newfangled new school garbage, and like, for some reason, like, doing moves out of flamingo, I don't know why it comes out really slow.
It's kind of
Yeah,
a timing thing, really. Did you hit the 75 damage?
yeah. The problem that I'm having with it right now, as I try to practice it, is that back 3. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's you need to time that dash pretty well for the back three to reach out, because the back three doesn't have very good range. Also, another like pretty weird stable. Shout outs to Super Ogre Killer for this. He put it in his combo video. It's down 4-2, 4-4-4-3, back 1. Um, the 4-4-4-3 into back one, bound. Then you do dash down back 3 forward, flamingo 3 forward, then dash another down back 3 forward, then you do down 4 plus 4, which also does 75 damage. But it doesn't work on spalls apparently. And also, like we said, 4-4-4-3 combos are pretty much impossible after sidestep, right? 4-4-4-3 into anything pretty much, except for like a down 3 or I don't know, which is like clearly top tier damage.
Yeah.
Down 4-2, down 4-2, 4-4-4-3, down 3, you know. Tell that to Namco, that's top tier damage. Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that his combos alone would be the reason that I don't ever play him. Like,
It's not just the combos. We'll get to some of his other like shitty parts later.
because
Also,
like I never had a problem because he's always had a little problem with yeah, he's never been the best Punisher or had the best pokes or anything. But like once they started introducing this flamingo stuff, and especially for Tag 2, and I don't know why, but Tag 2
yes,
loves to like drop inputs and stuff, at least for me. And God, I would never be able to handle this. Like,
I have never played Tekken Tag 2 console like consistently, and I only really played Tekken 6 beyond Tekken Tag 2 in the arcade, so I can't really tell. But whatever.
anyway,
Also from a 4-4-3 or can't hit down 4-3 or some of the, I guess, class 3 launches as they classified. You can't do 4-4-3 combos after it. You gotta do the down 4-3-3 combo stuff. He just talking about his combos makes me like, what the hell? You know. Also, after counter down 4-3, you can do down 4-3, 4-3-3 forward, but that doesn't work on smalls. Shoutouts to smalls. From crouch dash 3, you can either do the huge hop kick, or and then dash 4-3-3 forward, 3 plus 4 forward, flamingo back 3 bound, and then you do down back 3 forward, down for 3 plus 4. That's kind of the standard ender nowadays, except for the down back 3 forward. Okay. Or you can do 4-4-4-3 combos, which are a little bit harder to time. After crouch dash 3, just do a little bit of backdash, and then into a 4-4-4-3, and it makes it a lot easier. And after that, after the 4-4-4-3, the 4-3-4 combos, the 4-3 forward is almost impossible to drop. I'm sorry, I can't talk English right now. It's kind of a cold thing. Also, uh, uh, with Flamingo or 4-3, if you're doing back 3 into Flamingo 4-3, just forget about 4-4-3 combos anyway and just tag out. But if you're somehow hitting it as a crouch jab, say you jumped over a crouch jab or something, 4-4-3 combos are pretty much undroppable after it. And I would recommend doing that anyway for the solo. Or if you want to tag out, if you get more damage tagging out, go for that one. Ganryu, I just try to tag in anyway because Ganryu, I can get to a wall and then Ganryu wall damage, and then his wall game is just, oh my god. Nerf Ganryu, please. Thank you, Namco. The two OP teams, and my in my Tekken Zamasu signature, I say my team is cheap, and Namco clearly needs to look into that and nerf them.
Clearly.
Yeah, we'll get into the team there. Also, there are actual no matchup videos of people doing 4-4-4-3 combos from anything ever. I've never seen that except for combo vids. It just might be, it's kind of a force of habit, or people don't think they're worth it. Which, some people say it's not that worth it. I say it's worth it. Else you're hitting like 69 damage off of a down for 2, which is 69 is always good. But you just not even breaking 70 really well. And even if you want to do 70, the combo is 4 down for 2 into 4 dash 4-3-3 forward. It's 3 plus 4 forward, go back 3 bound, then dash down back 3 forward, down for 3 plus 4. It's kind of the staple sort of, I guess. It only does 70, and it's harder than the 4-3-3 forward combo, and I won't really recommend it. But still, you're not really making over 70, But the 4-4-4-3 combos, they give you a whole lot of more damage potential, at least on paper anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if it's maybe a consistency thing. Like you mentioned, if you sidestep right off of it, won't hit. So I don't know if maybe that's why.
It's more of it's pretty hard to do anyway. So I guess that's also a reason people don't use it enough. From most taggable launchers like Electrix and Ganryu was starting to, because that's the only two moves that came into my mind. 4-4-3 combos do great damage, and if you look at Golden Egg's video where he compares damage, he does the 4-4-3 combo. So if you want to have a look at it, see how it actually works. It's Jayu 0826, and he does Tekken Tag 2 combo damage, or what do you call it? He compares the combo damage in the video, and he does the combo. So if you want to have a look at it in the video, that's kind of how you want to do it. Shout out to Golden Eggs for that. Golden Eggs anyway. for being such a great. I didn't actually know 4-4-4-3 combos were really all that good. And let's get to a wall because Baek likes to get to the wall. Apparently, his solo wall damage isn't the best in the world. The max damage option after the T6 the 4-4 nerf is wall splat into up 4-2 bound, which you'll never pretty much land ever after a wall carry. So it's pretty much going to be 4-4 for the bound. And see, the thing with up 4-2 is the next move you got to do is instant flamingo 4-3, which is back 3 slide 4-3 forward 3, which if you spend like 1.5 hours, it's in practice mode, it's not really all that hard. But if you're getting into it, sometimes you lose drop it anyway. And sometimes if you're doing the instant flamingo 4-3, Big will just go through the opponent, the banded opponent. He's like, I don't know how to do this combo, let's get on with life. Yeah. It's kind of things like that piss me off as well. But he has Flamingo 4-3 into delay, down 4-4, delay 4. The delay is into Flamingo 4-3. The down 4 has to be delayed just a little bit so that it hits at 60% with the grounded skilling. And the 4-4, the second hit, or the last hit also has to be delayed, else it just won't hit. The down 4-4, you can delay the last hit as well for 60%, which does pretty damn good damage. Well, also on Jayu, the down 4-4, just down 4-4-4, the string for combos, it just doesn't work for some reason. I've been trying long and hard in practice mode. So long and hard, that's what she said. She said, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So you just got to do. You can do for what's the standard Oki follow up is wall split, one hit bound, flamingo 4-3, 4, then down 4-4. It leaves them in a techable state, but you get Oki afterward, which we'll get into Oki in just a little bit. Or you can do flamingo 4-3, 4, slight delay 4 to get the 60% on the last hit, which also does pretty average damage, I guess. It's not the best. It's not like Steve wall combo. To tag out after a wall splat, he has wall splat, one hit bound, flamingo forward 3, 3+4 forward, cancel and do 3+4 cancel, flamingo up 4-3 to tag out, which is the consistent option. Otherwise, you have flamingo forward 3, flamingo up 4-3, which is inconsistent and some doesn't work on some characters. So just go for 3+4 if you really want to tag out. But if you get to the wall, you want to tag assault, and for tag assault, Beck has one of the better one-hit bounds at the wall, I guess, because his bounds do like 27, 28, 31 with a 4-2. They do pretty good damage, and they're one hit. And most characters have pretty good one-hit fillers when there are no wall hits. So especially with Beck, and yeah, also Beck's wall carry, like I was saying, the top 10 non-bound wall carry. Just one second.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, it's nothing. I was just having a sip of my top tier Sprite.
Ah, gotcha.
His best wall carry, the top 10 non-bound wall carry, is 4-4-4-3 dash 4-3-3 forward, because shout out to dash 4-3 forward. It's kind of like a last down back 2-1. It picks up really well. So dash 4-3-3 forward, flamingo 3-3 forward, 3+4 forward, down back 2. And I don't expect anyone to get this in the first 10 hours of their practice.
So wait, was
Because
that?
it's
What'd you say it was
forward
again?
forward. It's forward forward 4-3 dash 4-3-3 forward, then to flamingo 3-3 forward, then 3+4 forward, down back 2. And the down back 2 is like a Brian down back 2. He just floats them for eternity.
This is what I hate about what Tekken has become. It's like it's harder to memorize the combos than actually do them.
Come on, dude. It's not that hard, dude. Compared to like T5DR when everyone just had one combo forever and never and ever. It's
Oh no, that's so wrong. So
Come
wrong.
on, dude. Come on, dude. When did you ever see a king player not do the 4-2-2 forward 1-1 shining wizard, or a law player really use more stuff? It's we
Dude,
get into this rant part, the rant part of the the podcast later, because I've actually have got a rant for this all planned.
okay.
I got four. I
That's
got
cool.
four rants, and that's one of them.
See, I think that Tekken has actually become more cookie cutter. I mean, so many people disagree with that, but I think you actually had far more combo versatility, like back in T3 Tekken 1. Because yeah, I mean, most people did the same thing, but you could always opt to do like 3 or 4 other moves, and you would get most of your combo damage, and it would give you better Oki. So
Actually, the thing with Baek's combos is you can be really versatile with Baek combos as well. Because you're doing the 4-4-4-3, then I've seen some combo video makers do it into a dash jab. Then you can just dash jab into 4-4-4-3 because apparently that looks pretty awesome and it does look pretty awesome, you know. Or you can just 4-3-3-4. If you're looking for easier stuff or easier, more consistent stuff, he's got 4-3-3 forward into Flamingo 3-3 forward, down back 3-3 forward because down back 3-3 forward is just good everywhere. Into 2-3 because two. I was testing it in the only like 1 hour I could find in practice mode, and 2-3 is more consistent than Flamingo 3-3 forward. You can definitely do Flamingo 3-3 forward in that situation, but it's just harder. So you got to do 2-3 into 3+4 forward down back 2. You can also just do four. You can do quadruple after a magic 4. You have to do 3+4 to combo into it, which is has to be the most brain dead counter hit 4 follow up. Shout out to counter hit 4 not being better than hopkick apparently. Yeah, but he has a brain dead follow up after counter hit 4, which is 3+4. The most stylish Beck wall carry you'll ever find is 3+4. I'll just not say 3+4 and say halberd.
okay,
Four halberds. Doing four halberds in one combo has to be one of the most stylish wall carries ever.
that's my go-to. That's my go-to wall carry right there.
Actually, four halberds is pretty damn difficult. You need to time the first two pretty properly.
Whatever, man. I like doing it like nothing.
Oh yeah, doing like nothing, just like legend kick combos. Whenever I pick law, I don't do any bound or nothing. I just do sidestep right 4-3-4 DSS legend kick. That's the top tier stuff. That's what everyone's looking at.
It is, man. That's T5 juggles, man.
T5. That was not in T4. Oh wait, they didn't have legend kick in T4. Sorry.
Yeah, they didn't, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. I'm so used to doing the halberd cancel that like that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
back when I actually put time into Bake, that was all you could do. There was no bound, so you would just do that over and over again.
you could do dash jabs as well, but we'll leave that for another day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, you could do the God, what do you want to call it? The noob version, just 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, just hold forward.
No, actually, you can just do dash jabs. Beck's dash jabs is actually better than average. Even with this trashy jabs, dash jabs are pretty damn good. I think you can like 7 or 8, which is the standard one, but it hits pretty easily with Beck compared to like someone like Dragunov, which I don't know why that happens, but it happens. Because apparently his jab hits lower or something, or some stupid stuff I haven't really looked into yet. And I'll look into everything with this character apparently. So someone tells me that,
Gotcha.
and
Well, anyway,
after
okay,
the
so we're
downback
talking
two,
about
you hit the downback.
wall carry. So I don't know where
Yeah.
you're planning on going.
After the downback 2 hits, then you can either wave dash if you're cool, or you can just run, and into either a 4-4-3 for a short to mid range bound, sort of a mid range bound, or you can 4-4 for a short to really long carry bound, because the downback 2 floats them pretty damn far, and that's kind of the end of it. You can also do. I think that's where we go at to now. Oh wait, no, we go to Oki now. Yes, top tier Bake Oki. Whenever I think of Bake Oki, my pants are off. And it's like we found Oki, yes. Uh, in DR, Bake was god of Oki. He was comparable to Tekken 5.0 Nina, which if you guys don't know Tekken 5.0 Nina, it's nightmare stuff.
Yeah, the
In
only
DR,
Oki I can think of that compares is like Tag One Ogre. Tag,
I didn't play Tag 1 Ogre, so I have no comment on that.
it's pretty much Tag Two Ogre. Well, the actual ogre, skinny ogre, not true ogre.
Oh yeah.
His sidestep was pretty much Bake's triple sidestep.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my
it
god. I
just
can
had
only think the nightmares. Oh my god.
it's a huge range, and yeah. Anyway, but we won't reminisce because those days are gone.
Shout out to top tier ogres.
Yeah. So, anyway, yes, Oki, Bake Oki.
Okay, in DR, Bick was god of Oki with down 2 hitting everything but quick rise, and quick rise being floated into down 4-3-3-3, which you could spike, and you if you had good execution, you could put them in the same situation over and over again. Excuse me. In BR down to no also in DR down 2 used to launch random info. In BR down 2 doesn't launch anymore. It still gives stuff at walls, and it still does give stuff at walls. Uh, but down by 3-4 used to be the pickup after a spike. Down by 3 forward, 4-3-3 forward into some nonsense we'll get into just in just a little bit. I'm sorry, not as great as it really used to be, but still, formidable. It's not like Lee back four spike, but still stuff. In tag 2, down 2 tracks for garbage, like we mentioned, and it doesn't catch side roll at all. You have to do dash down 2 to track side roll, but if you're doing dash down 2, they can get up, and they can get up kick, into kind of you out of down 2, which is just, when you get hit out of your top tier Oki, it's just not that great. And you just, like, cry at that point. I know I do. Uh, So his reliable foolproof method to track side roll now is down 3, which just does godlike damage. There's like 10. It's just some stupid number. Which and 4-4-4-3 also floats for wall combos, but dash in the dash into getting the back 3 afterwards, the perfect dash is like just frame difficulty. So don't even go into it. And 4-2-4-3 is pretty damn risky for a pickup anyway, because if they see the first one whiff, they can just get up and they can duck and they can kill you. And combo Oki on the T6 podcast, Tick mentioned the double downback 64 reset in combos, which hit after 7 hits. What he didn't actually mention was that if they decide to tech roll through the double downback 64, Baek has like +9 or +10 on the opponent or something. He still does, which makes his top tier Oki top tier. If say you do launch 4-3-3 forward, Flamingo 3-3 forward, 3+4 forward, Flamingo back 3, which is a staple, which I don't do. Then you can do dash down back 3 forward to another down back 3 forward. If they don't tech, the second down back 3 will pick you up. It's like Brian dash post bound dash up 4-3 into dash down back 2. The down back 2 will float. It won't give you a bound anymore, but it floats into like some 40 damage combo. Big gets like a down back 3 forward, 4-3-3 forward, 3+4 forward, 4-3-3 forward, 3+4 forward. You can actually opt to go to the Oki again with double down back 3 forward, but I don't do that, and I just go. I mean, most players you see don't do that, and they just go for down 4 3+4. But you can repeat the Oki like infinitely. If they do decide to take, you do Flamingo 4-3. It tracks both ways. It will stop them from doing anything. In this situation, the only thing they can really do to interrupt you is a down jab. Is an I-10 move from full crouch, which for most characters is down jab, which is I was thinking down jab. So even if they try to interrupt you, the most you will ever eat is a leg while standing 3, and you knock them down. Knock them down. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, and you knock them down, and you get your Oki. And you need that Oki. Shout out to Snoop Dogg again.
3 shout outs to Snoop Dogg inside of like 20 seconds.
Sorry, I'm not sorry, not Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion.
Oh, yes.
Sorry for that one. And you get a knockdown, and they can actually take out of the knockdown from Flamingo 4-3, which is also great news. And then you can either go in and pressure, or you can just like stay back and tag out because it's a untackable knockdown. If they try to interrupt you with anything that's not I-10 from full crouch, they eat counted Flamingo 4-3, and I didn't actually say this, but counted Flamingo 4-3 in the open ground. You have to do a down 4-3 forward, kind of to close the distance, and 4-3 forward. Same stuff again. The 50-50, the difficulty in the 50-50 is 7-10. It's not much of the execution. It's just kind of seeing what the opponent's gonna do. You can guess and everything, but if you know what they're gonna do anyway, it's better. Yeah, it's not Brian postbound 50-50, which isn't that safe. I'm sorry. They'll whiff. I didn't explain this properly. After the double down back forward, they will actually take through the second one, and even then you have advantage over the opponent. So you don't have to down back 64 and Flamingo 4-3. You do down back 64, down back 50 forward, Flamingo 4-3. It's not a Brian postbound 50-50. Up 4-3 into dash taunt jet upper. Nightmares of that. But it has to be one of the best, and it's super brain dead. You just react to what they did after the second down back 3 forward.
Gotcha.
You got any comments on the top tier Oki?
I don't think so. I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward. The most complicated thing is the notation.
Yeah, the notation is pretty awkward. You can do democracy back, then democracy forward, which kind of makes the input easier.
Gotcha.
Asians, like anyone really doesn't really use it because most of the time they launch with big, they don't want to deal with shitty like 50 something damage, so they use tag assault or they use the air throw for the combo ender. After we have a setup after the air throw actually. After down for 3+4, if the opponent actually has advantage over you, keep this in mind because if the wall is to your right and you do the air throw, if you do the air throw in the open field, they get spaced out super far, right?
Mhm.
But if the wall is to your right, they don't get spaced out and they have advantage over you. I think it's like they have 7 frames or something over you. I don't think it leaves you into some guaranteed stuff unless I'm totally missing Kuma's grounded moves or something. But it's you're not at plus frames. You can't really rush in for Oki. You get kind of hit out of everything with a get up kick, and no one likes to get kind of hit out of get up kicks.
It'd
But if
be really interesting if they started testing frames, like when in the frame data, if they would start putting in the frames for the grabs, like once it's done, like what your plus plus minus is. That'd be really
I
nice.
I guess that would be pretty awesome. Actually, I had this tested by Noodles, the advantage over the opponent. But if they tag crash, if they're holding 2+5 to tag crash out of it, the tag crash will just riff in your face. You just gotta stay chill. You just gotta keep watching. At that point, you can get a coffee and just come back, drink it, and launch it with Crush S3 right in the face,
That's
which
I
is
mean,
always.
that's pretty nifty because I mean, I don't want to say we're in the early phases, but I mean, people still uh, tag crash, mindlessly. So
You're still in the early phases. You don't want to not say in the early phases because it's just you're old the game.
yeah, well, I mean, the game, at least for the U.S. or the console release, is about we're just getting to that year stage, but the game itself has been out for a fairly long time. So I want to say we're in the middle area. We're not, I mean, people are used to the game, but now they're still learning stuff. But,
Oh yeah. Actually, after this, someone should know not to never ever attack rush after that, which pretty much gives you free wake ups on them anyway. You can down put 3 forward and rush at them. If they try to get up kick to say you down for 3 forward, then to try to rush you in, you can just wait a little. Say they predict you down for 3 forward, rushing in to kind of get your follow ups, which you don't really have any. They get up kick. You can just wait a little while, and you can down for 3 forward into flamingo up 4-3, launch them again, which is also very sickening. Sorry. Post bound while sending 4-4 gives some Oki. It's not as good as down back to Z forward, but it's decent. If they lay there, the 4 is gonna hit the as in while sending 4-4-4, the low hit. Or if they are committed sleepers while sending 4-4-3 into cancel into down 2. I don't know why someone would ever do that. If they back roll while sending 4-4-3 cancel into 4-3 forward works. Why would you ever back roll? I will never know. It's also while sending 4-4-3. Let me just check this. I had that written down somewhere. Oh wait. I'm sorry, I didn't write this down. It was after I wrote down all my notes. Let's see. Big Christian answers thread. Yes. Shout outs to Sridhar. He's also from India. I don't know why. I actually mean that way. But Baek, he clarified this, and after Washington 4-4-3, Baek can kind of hit get up kicks with the Flamingo 4-3, Flamingo up 4-3. He can hit both get up kicks, which is taggable launch, does like 30 something damage. You just get launched in the air, and you just put down a controller at that point. Because getting launched by Baek, for the most part, you already lost like if you're doing the 4-4-3 combos, you're doing like 60 something damage. And then after that, you launch them with count hit Flamingo 4-3. You're pretty much enabling rage for them anyway. Because Baek's solo staple, the 4-4-3 staple, it does like 97 damage after a regular hit Flamingo 4-3. And Scott, are you still there?
yep, I'm still here.
Oh yeah. I'm still scared.
I don't want to interrupt you, when you're on a roll. So
Oh yeah. Also, if they just stand up, you can while standing 4-4-3, you cancel the flamingo mix up. If they side roll while standing 4-4-3 forward into down three, or just while standing 4-4, just a little bit delay four, or while standing 4-4 into down three is pretty much also the best option anyway, because it takes care of everything but get up crouching. And who will ever get up crouching when you have flamingo upward three? No one ever does. Just a spoiler. If they just get up standing and you hit your down three, whatever. You get your little tiddly 10 damage and then you have to space because it's down three is like minus half a trillion on hit by itself. So you just gotta space at that point. But you're still doing like pretty decent esque damage. Also, at the wall, now we get to wall Oki, which is where Big shines. He doesn't have what do you call it, tech traps like Ling does.
mhm.
Shout out to Vinda Dash on what do you call it, Twitch for trying to do some Ling tech trap Oki, and apparently it didn't work, huh? He was trying to do it on stream, and I was watching, and I was like, "Lo, you can't even do it," because he couldn't do it, and it was funny. And okay,
Okay.
after if you bound, then you do flamingo 4-3, 4-4. You spike them, and it creates a pretty interesting scenario. At that point, you mix up a sidestep left three with a sidestep left back four. This is one of the places you're gonna use sidestep three a lot, which is at the wall. Sidestep left three takes care of everything but get up crouching, and sidestep back four it takes care of get up crouching pretty hard. And then sidestep left three, you hit them, you have a little bit of advantage of the opponent. If they get up standing, you have +4 right in their face, which is also pretty decent. In T6, 4-4 and down three used to be guaranteed. It's not anymore. Also, if you don't want to do sidestep left back four, you just because sidestep back four is like -8 on block, so you give up your advantage at the wall. So if you do decide to go for it, you can do sidestep left instant flamingo 4-3, which has to be like you need to be perfect with that thing, else people are just gonna see the back three and they're just gonna stand anyway. But then you can create another mix-up in which you can do sidestep left back three, show them the back three a little bit, and then down back 50 forward if they do decide to get up straight. It's like mix up over mix up. It's like mix upception. Also, if after a sidestep left instant flamingo 4-3, if they decide to get up, it's just happy times.
All right.
You do like I do 160 damage, and some people might do more. I don't know. Also, shout out to this guy CA Carmen. He's also from he's from the Southern Asia region. I don't exactly remember where he is from. He posted a more interesting scenario on the board. If they stay down, you do post bound, you do down 4-4-4. It's pretty trash damage for a wall splat, but it gives you pretty damn sweet Oki. Uh, if they stay down, the low is going to hit, or just down two if you're sure they're going to stay down. If they quick rise, four magic four and down four will float into either if you did the standing four, you do a 4-4 into go into the setup I mentioned earlier, or you can do 4-3-4, which is why would you ever do that? Because it gives up so much damage. And you can also do if you flow with down four, you can do down 4-4 delay four to get the 60%, and just I think it's the max damage afterwards, unless you're doing 4-3-3 forward down 4-4, which I still need to test if it really works. If they side roll, the down four will float into a down 4-4-4. Also, at the wall, pretty much everyone who plays Tekken for more than half a month it's like TA at the wall is pretty much the best option, right? After
It
a wall splat.
depends on your character. I mean,
Well,
some
and
characters it's
some
not.
characters don't get anything at the wall anyway, and some characters like Mishima's or anything, pretty much everyone does like Half Life at the wall anyway.
See, because like for me, I've been playing Bruce on point for a while now. I'm still like a little up in the air on who
Come
I
on, dude.
really like.
Bruce is like one of the best. What do you call it? Assist characters.
Yeah, but
Because like,
he's
yeah.
but he's like really. I mean, he's a really heavy counter hit character. So
Oh yeah.
and for whatever reason, I don't want to say I'm really bad, but like I tend to make wrong decisions
Oh
and
no, you need to say you're bad. You
yeah,
need to say you're bad.
I'm really bad when it comes at the start of a match, and he has an option for everything. Like because of
Oh
his
yeah,
magic
I get you.
four and back one and all this other stuff. Like it's really hard to approach him
You mean back
right off.
two instead of back one?
No, back one. His back one string. So back
Back
one
one?
two one. Yeah,
Oh,
back one
yeah,
two.
the 11 frame. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
because you can
I'm
just
dumb.
kind of
I didn't
do
know.
because rather than yeah, because it's 11 frames. It's
Yeah,
11 frame counter hit madness. So you
yeah,
can just
back
kind
one
of
to
do
one.
one back one two and then chill. But
Oh yeah,
it's just one of those things where it's really hard to get in his face right off the bat. So
it
that's why.
definitely is. I feel the pain with Bake
But
because
when
I
it
sometimes play Bake. I've played and I've talked to this other guy. He sort of plays Bake, and I've discussed this with him. And trying to get in with Bake when you're just starting off the match is it's really risky because with Rage, Bake's Flamingo 50/50 really becomes worthy of anything because other than that, you just like taking them at the feet or something. You get Rage, you get better, his damage gets better, but in general, getting in with Bake is pretty hard. So, especially on Bruce, but yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Really sorry.
Oh, well, no, that's okay. I was just going to say, like, for Bruce, as an example, if you get a wall splat and you do down 3+4, forward 3-1, and then down back 2-1-4, like, it does a really, really healthy chunk of damage. And if you tag assault, I mean, depending on who your partner is, you can get more damage than that, of course, but usually it's not a whole lot. Because, like, let's say, just as an example, let's say you punish with forward 2-4. Then you do down three plus
Yeah.
four, forward 3-1, and then down back 2-1-4. Just total real quick. I'll actually do it so everyone can know the damage. This is no rage or anything.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. If it'll not hate me for a second. So 88 damage off of a 2-4 punch.
Actually, the thing with Damba 204, are you delaying the last hit? Because I never see any Bruce player ever delay it though to get the 60%. If
Oh
you delay
no,
it, you might be able to break over Half Life.
yeah, well you might. Yeah, let me try. I've actually I didn't know that it would hit if you did that. I thought you could tech roll it no matter what, but
Yeah, you could delay. I think you can delay it for like 1 or 2 frames, and you get the 60%. It's pretty hard to time, I think. From the little time I messed with Bruce in practice mode, in Tekken 6 practice mode.
I'll give it a try a couple times. We'll see what happens. I'm not getting it, but I mean, even if you do get to 60%, I mean, that's just a
Yeah.
bonus. But I mean,
Yeah.
even if you don't, 88 damage. If you were to tag assault off the down 3+4, you could break 88. I mean, you could probably get to 100 with a tag assault.
If you're not breaking 88, you just face farm yourself at that point with
Yeah,
your shitty Bruce team.
but I mean, the point is though, like if yeah, you could probably get to 100 if you tag assault, but at the same time, if you had rage, you're losing it, and you're
Okay.
giving them rage no matter what. But like, let's say if he is raged, just as an example, like let's say Bruce is raged, there's absolutely 0 point, in doing the tag assault. Like he's going to get just
Oh,
as much damage. But even if you're not, like a lot of times, I really don't see like for some characters, absolutely, it makes sense. You should tag assault because you're going to get an extra 20, 30 damage, whatever. Um,
shout outs to ogres, I guess.
yeah.
On that
Uh,
point.
I don't know. Not. I don't think at least not skinny ogre. I
Really?
know he. Yeah, because I know
I
you
knew
can
his
do.
solo was pretty bad.
What's that?
I heard his solo like everywhere is pretty horrible.
Yeah, I mean you can tag assault, but because he's still so horrible, like once he
Oh, that was nothing. I was listening.
I mean, what even though his tag partner will come in and do a good chunk of damage, he still doesn't do very good damage once he starts to hit them again.
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean, it still doesn't add like a ton to it, but I'm sure that depends on the character. Like Bruce could probably add like a pretty healthy chunk, um,
Oh
just
yeah.
because he can do like the down forward 4, down back 2-1-4
Oh,
garbage.
actually, speaking of which, we haven't actually got into Big's tag assault stuff yet. We will after this one, though, after
Okay.
finishing this wall stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Get into
that's all.
the. Get,
But that's all I was gonna say because, like, especially at the wall, because if you give them rage by tag assaulting, they can tag crash at that point. So, um, I
oh
would
yeah.
just like to say that it's situational. I don't think you always have to tag assault at the.
Well, 80% you got to tag assault. It's in your favor at that point. Because most of the time you bring them at the wall, you're pretty much in Half Life anyway, and then you just wall spread, and then you just for just I don't know why you just tag assault free. I guess. But it definitely does depend on the situation. But with Big, I think you need to Tag assault unless you play Ganryu and Baek is bounding, which in that case Baek and Ganryu do pretty shitty damage. We'll get into a little hidden secret beak tech. I don't say Baek, I say beak because the dinosaur he kind of spelled Baek beak, and that's kind of a running joke between me and some other people on Twitch, and we say beak tech because sometimes it's just like stupid stuff you don't expect Baek to do. Uh, let's get back into the push bar down 4 Oki,
Yes.
which is also some of the stupid stuff. Oh yeah, they side roll you down 4 float. So pretty much that makes down 4 essentially free. Also, speaking of down 4, on Kuma and True Ogre, down 4 hits on the ground. And if you know Lee, his down 4 for the low string,
Mhm.
it hits Kuma on the wall. If he doesn't tag assault after a back 4, he does the string and it does like some more damage, like 27, 30 something damage. Same thing with Big. His down 4 hits them. Then his down 4 picks them up and spikes them back down again, which is also pretty good.
All right.
That's kind of some random stuff. I guess. Do you have any more? I don't have any more post round Oki. I don't have tech traps. I'm sorry, Vendetta Asters. I don't have tech traps, but I do have brain dead stuff, and you don't, so you suck.
All right then.
So let's get into some tag stuff. Big, in my opinion, is at his best when he's secondary, with very few exceptions, like Steve. Because his TA fillers in the open and at the wall are just really awesome. Also, reason he is pretty bad as a starter is because he doesn't have a whole lot of safe-ish tag-ish launchers. The safest thing he has is -14. Where do you go from there? And yeah, his red life ability in general is debatable because he doesn't have a armor king dark uppercut which he can hit on a hop kick or anything, and his he can't really get red life unless he's like risking his ass or something. In rage, some moves you should use is forward 3. Like we mentioned, it does like 67 damage in regular.
Mhm.
Two of them do 134 right at the top of my head. They would do 134 damage. Also, some good rage move is down 4 3 the down 4 string, which
Mhm.
it might not seem the best thing, but it's like it's a 12 frame low startup kick, and some people are just stupid enough to try to get on you when you raged, and just down 4 3 alone in rage does like 40 something damage. Then you get into it, and then you have shitty get into flamingo, and you have shitty flamingo follow ups, but that's that's the ignorance on the opponent's part. And also a good rage move to use is Damak 34 because then Damak 34 is actually valid. Because before that it does like something like 12 damage. With rage, I would expect it does like 20 damage. 20 damage.
I'm guessing you want me to verify that.
Oh, sorry. Yes, yeah.
uh,
I'm sorry.
it's hard to tell because, like, in practice mode, it adds that 135% thing on it. I don't know why. I mean, I guess we can always do reverse math, but
I
because
mean,
like
the 14 as in the regular standing damage 14. I was just wanting to check how much it does in range in rage. It's
yeah,
definitely
because
not skill patchy rage, but it's rage that makes him actually viable a bit more, in my opinion.
turn it on here. Hold on, I have to go through 20 sub menus. Okay, 17 damage it says in rage.
Uh, Still, it's not that great, but it's not that bad. For low, that gives you +8 on hit in rage. That's something they gotta fear anyway.
But down 3,
Also,
man. And snake kicks 20.
oh,
Boom.
top tier snake kids. Oh my
Oh
god,
yeah, dude.
that's just
If you hit that counter hit in rage, it's 40 damage, and
Oh,
that's
I need to use that move a lot more now in rage. Yeah,
that's
shout out to
before you
Scott for
hit
that
the
tech.
mix up.
Oh, mix up. Yes, thank you for the
Yes,
mix up. That's like top tier mix up.
yeah, absolutely. I
A
want to.
low that gives you -4 on hit versus a mid that's like -15 on block. Yeah,
Yeah,
top tier mix up.
but mad damage.
And that damage is his tag. Do you want to go over his tag launches or his tags all fillers right now? Because I have no idea what.
Well, we were talking about the wall, so and tag assaulting and stuff. So let's do the tag assault fillers
Okay,
first, and then we can.
so his tag assaults. Let's start with the wall first because we'll work backwards. His ideal wall tag assault is instant flamingo forward 3, Flamingo 4-3, down 4-4, delay 4. The first hit has to hit 60% as well. The down 4 and the last hit have to hit 60%. It does 2 wall hits in total, even though it does like stupid amount of hits in general. Because the down 4 and the last hit don't count as wall hits. They just are 2 hits. And it works after 1 hit bound with Baek. Sorry. Uh, his Jayu proof, aka Smalls easy, because down 4-4 the delay is pretty much just frame on some characters like Asuka. I don't know why.
Mm.
You know, figure that out. But instant Flamingo 4-3, Flamingo 4-3, 4 delay 4 to get the 60%. It's also 2 hits. Jayu proof, and yeah, they all work for 1 hit bounds, which is a reason if you're playing with if you have Baek as secondary, you need to have something that's like 1 hit does like good damage bound, or if you have something like a Steve down 2 slide 1-2, which you can get the first hit on 60% and then get the second hit, stuff like that. And just to kind of show you why you exactly need that, his 2 hit bound filler is 4-2-1-2. Figure that out. From 1 hit, you're doing like the first thing it does like 90 something damage. Just the 2 hit bound just does like 50. So you really need to find a 1 hit bound with your character. If your character doesn't have 1 hit bound, swap Baek out or swap that other character out, because then at the wall you're just not doing any damage. That's why with Craig, I'm trying to if you want to play Craig and Baek, you really need to have Baek on point. Even though Craig's whole game is just pretty much better than Baek's. Shout out to the Craig podcast, which is going to be the next one, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. So actually, shout out to ISIS for this one. Hashtag ISIS for community manager. ISIS actually found me some stuff like you do 1 hit bound with Vic, and then you do dash into Craig's foot dive or a 4-3+4 stomp. Then it will sandwich, and Vic can do his snake kicks, top tier snake kicks.
Mm-hmm.
He can at that point you can either just go for down 4-3+4 if you're gonna kill them, or you can actually do his solo walkout, his full solo wall combo, which is flamingo 4-3-4 down 4-4 or something. I actually haven't tested this, but I think after the down 3-3 neutral 3 you can tag out. I think Crick can his wall throw after it. I need to test that, but I think that's possible, and if it is, that's just ballers. Sorry, need to have my Sprite.
Oh yeah, you got to refill, get your energy, get your sugar.
Yeah. Okay, tags off Phil is in the open. I think it's his generic one. I haven't tested this, but his generic one is like Hunting Hawk, which shout out to Hunting Hawk for having the best hitbox in the game. The second hit, if you block the first hit, the second one will just whiff over Wang's Wang and some of the other small characters. It would just whiff over the head. Trying to figure that out.
Oh, because they have those stupid stances. Because you mentioned Asuka before, like they just have weird stances. That's what causes all that crap.
I actually mentioned Brian's down 12 going into big soft kick, which is even more stupid. And also, stupid stuff is Anna Corsico forward 4. It just goes into big forward 4. I've seen that happen to me, and I don't think I have video. Else I would put it up with the thread. Actually, I've literally seen I see it in nightmares. Big's forward 4 just going over Anna's cortical forward 4, the double hit thing, the double hit kick thing, and I'm getting washed and I lose the match. I have nightmares of that thing, and I can see it frame by frame. One thing it is one frame, and I just see it just go over her, and I'm like, what the hell, Namco? It's kind of Big's mids not being that good with hitbox in general, but I'm not gonna complain about mid crushing right now because most people on the podcast have done their job on that one.
Yeah. Shout outs to Tag 2 for those mid crushes.
Yeah, it's attributed to Bick not having good mids in general. He's getting old. He can't really hit people very well anymore. He's like 40 something, and he apparently died and he came back, so he's pretty much a zombie anyway. But he has some. We'll get into some of the other stuff in the rant section. His open tags offers his hunting hawk hit. I think I was talking to some Nina player, some person who was playing Nina, and after like you do Nina down 4-2, down 4-3-2, sidestep 1, and I think you do like 2 flaps, sidestep 1, 2 flaps, and then you bound. Baek's up 4-3-4-3 should hit. It's like it hits after a lot of hits in general. It's not like super hit. It's not like 10 hits. Then it'll still hit, but apparently the first two hits hit like whatever. So it has pretty damn good range. Hunting hawk is a good one, but if you have a running like if you have a running throw, you're not gonna land it. Or if you have a Craig 4-4 who punches you, most definitely not gonna land it. For that, you got to use 4-4-4-3. Shout out to 4-4-4-3 in combos again. It just does so much damage. You got to use it. And the second hit pretty much like sends them flying, and Baek recovers pretty. The point character recovers pretty decently quickly after that one. Oh, sorry. And say you launch them face down feet towards his standard flip them around. Tag filler is I instant flaming up 4-3. Or if you're really willing to do it, you can crush dash under for sandwich. And do 4-3-3 forward into whatever you want. I haven't really messed with the sandwich stuff, but I usually just do flamingo up 4-3 for the solo hit and to flip them around because YOLO hopkick to flip them around. That's the best. That's mainly the tags or fillers you're gonna use. You can also use up 4-3, but hits the third hit has like no hitbox. It'll just riff in all sorts of combos. After like the most consistent one has probably to be like a 2 hit or something. And at 2 hits you can do like big up 4 neutral 3-3-3 forward into lots of stuff really.
Mhm.
You can do up 4 neutral 3-3-3 forward, 3+4 forward, down back 2 or something for a running throw. If you really banded that early. So it's not even worth it. Going on to his tag launchers, which is apparently where Beck should excel, Trust and Amco. Flamingo up forward 3, minus 14 on block. I'm just, how good his taggable launchers are. Crouch there 3, minus 17 on block. Last hit of snake kicks. Actually, anything that looks like the last hit of snake kicks is a taggable launcher. That goes for up 4 neutral 3, down 4-3, which is also a pretty good tag assault filler. I forgot to mention that, sorry. And 3-4-3, which is top tier. 3-4-3, high, low, mid, can't beat that. And yeah, and down 3-3, neutral 3. They all are minus 15 on block. Sidestep 3+4, which I haven't really mentioned. I'll get into a little bit. Sidestep 3+4 is minus 14 on block. Sometimes the mid hit will just whiff in all sorts of random situations.
You
Shout
know,
out to taking that too quick.
now just because you're kind of listing these launchers, one thing that I realized in Tag 2 that was pretty is fairly prevalent in Tag 1 was the tag buffers. Like if you tag buffer to move, it would often change its properties. There's like
Oh yeah,
nothing.
like Brian, back one.
Yeah,
Heard that anywhere.
well, and saying like Jin, his tag Godfist, because his Godfist is in Tag 1, his Godfist or his electric is how they all are now, where it's high.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
if
yeah.
you tag buffered it, it became special mid.
Oh, that clearly makes him broken.
Yeah,
That's why they had to nerf him.
yeah, they had to. Well, they had to nerf that move. Period, man. That move was
They
busted.
had to
Still
nerf him,
is.
and they gave him Death Frame laser scraper. Trying
Yeah,
to figure that out.
yeah. But there's like nothing like that anymore. Like I figured that with tag buffers would happen. Like they'd be a lot more prevalent, but there's nothing. Like none of that.
I'm talking to Filthy. I'm not actually talking to Filthy Rich, but I was just gonna say I was talking, but I'm not talking to anyone. But I'm thinking of making a cheat code in which all of his Bakes launches are minus nine, taggable launches are minus nine on block. Wait for that one. That'll show up in Course Tech Academy, so that people can stop whining about Bakes tag filler launchers being so bad. Taggable launchers. Also, his taggable launcher. It's not really a launcher, but his taggable throw is 2+4 tag. Also, I forgot to mention his 4-4-2 tag throw. It's now 2+4 back, so he can do that out of back turn, which and 2+4 back is a pretty good throw in general. Does
You know,
40 damage.
I was gonna ask about that because I was trying to do forward forward two, and I was like, nothing's happening. So that explains why.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of a buff really because he can now do 4-2, which we'll get into 4-2 just a little bit for offense.
Mhm.
But for being able to do 4-2 pretty good out of dashes and wave dashes is just pretty good, and 2+4 back. Now they've made the throw easier to hit because they would see the dash and they would be like, oh my god, it's a two throw. unless you dash into down back 1+3. That's the best strategy, by the way. Dash into just one throw, dash into one throw, dash into one throw, dash into down back 1+3, free throw. That's top tier big stuff. Top tier big stuff. That's
Beak.
like secret. That's the stuff NSA and the US is NSA is in trying to hide from the public. That top tier big stuff. Also, mid combo tag follow ups. Like say you hit like two electrics. Big standard follow ups are usually like 4-3-3 forward, trying to pick them up. It hits like the pickup style has to be similar to last down back to one, except that for pickups, Big's 4-3-3 forward has like no range. Unless he's not hitting you by his thigh, he's not gonna pick you up for combos. Also, that's pretty much it. Also, some taggable wall carry. See, there we go. We're gonna have some new stuff. Not some staple stuff. This is where Big's combos get unique. Taggable wall carry options from anything that isn't really taggable, which is and anything excusing also count hit back four launches. I keep forgetting stuff. Back four is not a count and now count hit launcher. Trying to set up that. Shout outs to Kagan Tsurugi for that one. They trying to set up count hit back fours.
Hey,
Down.
it's safe, so
Yes,
whatever.
safe. Gotta abuse it. Gotta use it. Apparently, hop kicks is safe too. As anyone course taking academy.
Yeah.
Oh, that place. Down 4-2 into sidestep left 3+4. That thing actually whips on half the cast, but it's like say down 4-2 into like 1-2 jab with wall split. In that case, you can do sidestep left 3+4, and you can tag out of it and you can bound. I'm usually looking for these things because my Gandri bound is just so much more powerful. If you really want to, I can break that down for kids as well.
Oh no, man! There's so many characters. It's probably.
It's gonna be me reciting like 1,000 notations because it's gonna be pretty crazy. It's like lots of button team combos. Also, down 4-2 into 1-2-3 because top tier 1-2-3 in combos. You do 1-2-3 cancel into flamingo up 4-3, which is just if you hit it, it's very space dependent. The flamingo 4-3 tag outs, but if you hit that, that's an awesome sauce. Uh, Also, some stuff you have instead of if you don't want to do just 1-2-3, you can do 4-3-3 forward into flamingo 4-3, which launches a little bit higher, which is it's a bit of space dependent. Also, down 4-2 into 4-3-3 forward into 3+4 forward into flamingo 4-3. They only work if you're trying to wall flat, so it's not like last down back to last launch down back 2 into SE3 into like some pickup or something. You're not gonna get that one because 4-3 recovers a bit terrible on even on tag. So it only works if you're trying to wall flat. It's very very space dependent. So I won't suggest anyone going for it unless you're making combo videos. But if you do hit it, that's just awesome sauce, really. Also, in theory, some good partners for Baek are someone who's easy to use to kind of relieve mental stress. Shouts to Jinpachi. Has good range to compensate for Baek's lack of range. Shouts to Jinpachi. Good damage because taking tag 2, that's why. Also, shoutouts to Jinpachi. And has one good hit bound for walls. Actually, no shoutouts to Jinpachi on that one because his one hit bounds kind of suck. And like down
No,
1 and
man,
back
he has
12.
the what was it?
Down
Back
1.
12, the headbutt. The
Oh
headbutt.
yeah, back 12. It's pretty decent, but I haven't
Dude, the
really
headbutt
experimented with
is
Jinpachi though.
is dude, that's key. That move is key.
Yeah.
Headbutts
I
are
wish they
key
had
with
that move.
any character that has a headbutt. It's key.
Shout outs to your Bruce Cars Dash 2 into Armor King headbutt.
That thing is so awesome. Oh my god, so
Okay.
ridiculous. Like why? Why? That move is so useless. Oh my god.
Actually, why not? Because that
Yeah,
move is clearly
exactly. Like
OP.
fuck that. Just
Nobody needs to
boom.
nerf that.
Go into it. Why not? Anything that has a
Uh,
headbutt is awesome.
oh yeah, like Gandry back 12 headbutt.
Yeah. It's funny
But
because yeah, pretty much every headbutt out there is good in one way or another. Like there's no really, really, really bad headbutt.
I was gonna say Hiachi 412, but then I remembered 412 into Omen Thunder Godfist, and I was like, holy shit, no.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Also, but some practical, like actual good partners for Baker Horang because Tekken Tag 1. It's been that way since forever. They have good damage together. Actually, Bake's most damaging follow character is partner his is Horang in general. They do good damage together. They got great Netsu. Both of them love each other. Ha 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 ha. They've got great synergy in combos in general, and they got a flow. The flow with the characters. Like say you're playing Kapos, you don't need to switch your playstyle all that much. Same with Baek and Harang. Even the Kapos are like just one character. I'm gonna rage on that soon.
Okay.
Uh, uh, they got the flow together. Both of those characters, even though they actually play differently, they got a simple strategy in mind.
Mhm.
The same strategy in mind. Some good players you need to watch out for. Not watch out for. To watch are from Japan is Nashi, and from Korea is Duhan Baek. Another good practical character is Ganryu. Shout out to my team. He's a bit brain dead. His he has good punishment and has good. His spacing game is better than Baek and has good damage in general. Especially paired with Baek in general. Yeah, I play that team. Don't look for my videos because I suck. Uh, Paul. Paul actually is a pretty good partner for Big because Paul's what do you call that? Shredder kicks are a pretty good TA filler,
Mhm.
and Paul's got that hammer of the gods to bound at the wall.
Mhm.
Gods bound with that stuff. 412. He hits you and it's like you get hit by 412 and it's just not happy times with Paul. Actually, a Korean named Deep Horse is actually using that team, or used to use that team before he stopped playing or something. Maybe he couldn't handle all the big nerfs or something. I don't know. In theory, Jinpachi is supposed to be a great filler, uh, great partner for Baek, which went over already.
Mhm.
And because he has Warp Away, he has super good range, he's super brain dead, and he does retarded damage. But like I said, I haven't seen the damage numbers to be really honest on to you with that one.
Mhm. You know,
Okay,
it's
now we
uh,
get
it's one of those things where it sounds like you have to put in at least for input and technical perspective, like you have to put in so much work with Baek. You need a brain dead character to come in.
yeah.
You can relax for a second.
Even then, I tried like hard shit with stuff with Gondria, like back to one crouch cancels and up forward 1+2 crouch cancels, up forward 1+2 down, crouch cancel, down forward 4-1-2 for combo enders because they do the most damage, But whatever. Now offense. Oh my god, only got like halfway. I got to speed up a little bit. Else we gonna never gonna go to sleep. For offense, pre-Tekken Tag 2, Big was mostly focused around playing with the opponent's lack of knowledge of big strings. The strings the opponent didn't really know about, and there were quite a few strings to really know about, except for the three enders, because there was like everything ended with the three ender, and you had to deal with it in the same way. You had to really abuse those on the opponent who didn't really know what he was doing. If the opponent knew about all of Big's flamingo shenanigans and punished them accordingly, Big was there was really little Big could actually do up close. One's options in Flamingo were mostly just limited to Flamingo 3-3 and downward 4-4. Excuse me. uh, and his sort of decent poke game. Now in Tekken Tag 2, Big string shenanigans are nothing more than gimmicks. They used to be shenanigans, now they're gimmicks. Trying to figure that out. Shout out to my terrible English. And the gimmicks that are only really abusable on people who have absolutely no idea of Big. To be honest, they were always like that anyway. You know. In Tekken Tag 2, Big now has a cancel on Flamingo 3-3, which we have gone over tons of times in combos.
Mhm.
It's +7 on hit, and it's -2 on block. -2 in Flamingo is just not great news. It's a decent compliment to Dombek 50 forward for his trash risk high. I'm sorry, trash reward high risk uh, poking game in Flamingo. But both don't track really well in against sidewalk in general. The primary Flamingo poke mix up is like Flamingo 3 forward mixed with Dombek 50 forward. If you really want to get down to it. After wait, what? There you go. All the other options are really just more options to cover different options better. I'm just what the hell? It's
Meta
Flamingo
for the meta.
offense. Yes, it's like cheese on top of cheese. What the hell? Flamingo offense contains Flamingo 3 forward. We discussed this earlier. Tracks a little bit. It used to track better. Why Namco? Does decent damage. Does 16 damage, which is obviously broken, and gives +7 on hit. Flamingo 4-3 tracks both ways, has really good range. In Flamingo, this stops movement altogether. It's like if it was Soul Calibur and Baek had this move, Baek would be like top tier because round counter and stuff. Even though I don't play Soul Calibur, I listen to Soulcast and everything. But
Well, I
it's like
appreciate that.
okay, so it has really good range and tracks 99%. The only time it doesn't track is when you go over the opponent in bound situations. Shout outs to hitbox detection on that one. It's zero on block. A popular setup is to force the forward after it, because if the opponent tries to jab, the jabs will more likely whiff, and you get to punish them with force the forward. Or if they try like a slower move, you're gonna counter hit them out of it. Paul's down throw, Paul's shoulder just goes through it for what the hell reasons? The which is trying to explain that stuff to me. That's Brian H versus Beck would be like Brian H all day. Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here listening.
Yeah. So like okay. Gives Oki on hit, and it launches on counter hit. Only problem is it's kind of slow. It's like I-2021 or something. Let me still look. It's 19, but starts off from 20. Okay. Oh, actually, it gives plus 20 on counter hit. I'm sorry, not plus 19.
Okay.
Okay. You could hit Flamingo 4-3 into another Flamingo 4-3. Spinnies is always good.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he has Flamingo back 3. It also tracks both ways. It doesn't look like anything that would track both ways, but it does actually track both ways. It has decent range. The opponent is -1 opponent crouch on block, which is it has got to be 0 pretty much. You -1, but they're in crouch, so it kind of evens out. It bounds if they try to hop kick you through it. It's only opponent +2 opponent crouch on hit, but it gets you out of Flamingo. It's a decent poke and it has decent range. Everything with Bic is like decent. Flamingo up 4-3 doesn't really track as well as it used to, but still a good option to get over down jabs. Get it? Get over down jabs.
I get
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm just trying to like tease out all the jokes I can to kind of cover how shitty this character is. Uh, it's taggable, -14 on block, punishes crouching. Why would you have duck against Bacon Flamingo? I don't know why. Damek 50 forward, we mentioned this. Low, tracks a little, does 14 damage, gets +8 in the face. In their face, I mean. On a hit. +8 is just crazy. And the Damek 50 forward is one of the main tools used to break the opponent down. You look at 14 damage in practice and you're just like, what the hell? But even still, even if it tracks both ways. Even still in like Korean videos, you'll see people not trying to sidestep off a down back 50 forward and hit to trying to avoid another down back 50 forward. Which really says something about the meta game that happens after down back 50 forward. The only trouble is it's sort of slow for a poke. It's more like a pressure load, like a law down back 3 or Nina down back 3. So it's not like something you just throw out and boom, it happens, and boom, you're at +8. It's slow. What the hell?
Oh, something sounds like it just updated on your computer.
It's avast, and only trouble is it's kind of low damage, but the damage piles up. You hit 1, 2, 3, all of a sudden you're done like 14 times 2 is 28.
Well, it's one of those things where
I'm sorry.
the
You hit 1, 2, 3.
well, the
2 is
damage, I
28.
get that, it may not do the most damage, but at the same time, like some characters use, like, I guess the damage is just a bonus. That's the way that I look at it. Like the reason that you're using it is to get into a range 0 +8 situation. So,
Oh yeah.
like, even though it doesn't do the best damage, it doesn't matter. Like, some characters just have moves that they want you to block to get into that situation, So,
Oh yeah, I see.
so it's just a bonus. That's the way that I always looked at it. It's like, okay, I just want to get into this situation, and then from there, cool, I got some chip damage to go with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just calculated it. Does 14 times 3 is 42. It does.
So, I mean,
You hit 3 of those and you hit 42 damage.
yeah, and I mean,
And
it
people will.
stacks up. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does stack up. Yeah. Other players use other options, but these are kind of the key moves. Some people use 3+4. I don't know why they use 3+4 outside of combos. Non-Flamingo offense. Big never really needed Flamingo ever. People say his Flamingo entry kind of sucks. Blah 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 blah. He didn't even need a way to get into Flamingo all that much anyway.
No,
His
I
standing aim
actually
is
like
again
for
good.
me personally, when I started like I didn't really gain an interest in Bake until T5, and then once they started adding all this like Tag 2 is pretty much when I dropped him just cuz like holy crap, there's just so much going on.
Ouch.
But
Ouch.
there is like there's just so much going on like it's because
Oh
when
yeah.
like back in the day like for tag 1 I could play most of the cast in tag or in T5 could definitely play most of the cast, you know, played and I mean decently well. Like I could do their staple combos, and I knew all their pokes in the games and the mind games and whatnot. And then once they started adding bound, like my character knowledge dropped a little bit, and I was probably only efficient in T6 with maybe like 40% of the characters, you know, 40, 50, half the cast, just because there's so much. Like with the
Yeah,
bound
the cast
system,
is just yeah.
yeah, like
The cast
it,
number is just too much anyway.
yeah, well, not only that, but just like you know, the move lists keep getting bigger, and the juggles. Like you look at tag 2 juggles compared to tag 1. You know, your standard juggle was maybe 4 or 5 hits, and now it's like 10. So it's like there's way more to you know to take in and to remember. So for the most part, you know, I just stick to a few characters and try to get good at them. But you know, in the past, like for T5, which is when I liked him the most. You know, it really was
Ouch.
very little about the flamingo. Like if you needed to get in, you used wave dash. Otherwise, it was just poking and then getting to that Oki situation. And if you needed to use flamingo, it was usually like specialized or situational stuff. Like you know, we mentioned
Yeah.
triple sidestep. You know, that's always going to be useful. And then
Oh
down back 3 into flamingo, but you know, it doesn't
yeah.
start as flamingo. You know, it's like just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I completely agree with that. I've never really played him as a flamingo centric character. In fact, I actually think Huarong is more of a flamingo character than Baek is.
Yeah. Horong without flamingo is just whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so uh, only problem with Bic is if you just don't want to use Flamingo, the lows you're going to use are pretty weak because if you try to not get into Flamingo all that much, you're pretty much excluding down back 3 forward because down back 3 alone is minus 14 on block. I don't know why. So it's clearly it deserves to be minus 14 on block or something,
Hmm.
and it's like 0 on hit. So down back 3 is pretty much out of your list if you're not using Flamingo. So lows kind of get a little shitty, but you get a lot more mid options as well. You get down forward 1. It's just a generic down forward 1. What do you want from me? It's just minus 1 on block, tracks a big left a little bit, does okay damage. You can kind of scare the opponent with the 3 follow up, but no one ever uses that ever. Unless you're like, you're trying to do down forward 1 3 infinite on people. And you can do that in practice mode, by the way. Down forward 1 3, down forward 1 3. It's just infinite for some weird reason.
You know, I'm always a fan of just even if it's really crappy. Having a follow up to a generic down forward 1 is to me actually a pretty big advantage because if you run into players who actually know what they're doing and they're really good at punishing, um, they'll try to duck it because they
Yeah,
think it's
they'll get a
coming.
little bit frozen up, yeah.
Yeah, so you do a down forward 1, all of a sudden they're ducking, and depending on you know what you think they're going to do, you can either just not do, you know, just stop at the down forward 1 and then do something else, or you just wait and then punish whatever comes out. So
Or you could just like down forward 1, down forward 1, down forward 1, and they're trying to
yeah,
fuzzy got down forward 1 3, and all of
yep,
a sudden you push them to the wall.
yeah. So I don't know. I always thought that was a good like I don't know. I don't want to say mix up, but you know, mind game, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a the lust it kind of puts something in the opponent's mind. Yeah.
Exactly. So instead
Okay,
of just
so
stopping.
yeah, down foot 1 3 is natural combo, but don't ever use it outside of punishment because the risk is just too big. Apparently, it's plus 2 on block, but whoever needs plus 2 into Flamingo anyway. It's 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 worse than having 0 on into anything anyway. You have a little bit of frame advantage, and it's just worse with big. What the hell, you know? Then you have down foot 4 Big's version of Jin back to 1. It's 12 frame mid mid natural counter hit combo string. Oh, sorry, more like a Jin, old school Jin down foot 1 4.
Mhm.
On block you can't really get around the second hit outside of maybe trying to reverse it, but I haven't really tested it. The push bar on block and hit has been decreased a little bit. You compare that to T6 and you definitely see a little bit of change, which is both bad and good because the second hit gives you plus 5 and they're in crouch, plus 4 to plus 5 and they're in crouch, which is pretty awesome. But on block it's minus 6, minus 7 to minus 6, which is you're a little bit scared at that point because you can't really move. Koreans and Japanese, they run back with this a lot, and you can kind of see why. Whoever didn't run back with Jin down forward 1-4 in the early days. Forward 2, it's a very, very underrated move. It's 15 frames, so it's a little slow, but forward 2-1 it has to be one of the easiest hit confirms in the game, along with while sending 2-1 and while sending 4-4. And counter dump 1-4, which we'll get into in a second. 4-2-1 is just super hit confirm. You just can't be too late. I don't think you can be too late in second hit, ever. It does wait. It does 29 damage in total, which is pretty awesome for a poke that he can hit confirm. And in the face, so it's kind of like the down back 50 forward scenario, except that you're not in Flamingo, so you don't have to go balls out, in Flamingo. You can also sort of another benefit is it leaves you right in their face with +8. So it's not just +8; it's +8 right in their face, which means which is twice as good as just +8 in general. Because most +8s, they will leave you at a little bit of space, but this just doesn't. You're right up there, range 0, where you want to be. Free grabs all day, pretty much. 4-2 has decent range. It's not the best range. It hits range 1, pretty much. At range 1, just a little bit beyond range 1, it'll just whiff. But since the 4-4-2 grab input has kind of changed, the grab input has changed to 2+4 back. Doing 4-4-2 to get 4-2 is easier. Earlier you had to do 4-4-4 forward 2 to get 4-2. But now you don't. It kind of makes life easier. Nashi uses it sometimes. You can also you can play mix-ups with the 4-2-1-2 string. The last hit, it's high. It's sort of safe. I think it's like -8. I don't have this frame data memorized. I'm so sorry. 4-2-1-2 -7. That's pretty close. And it's -7. It knocks down, gives a free snake kick. Gives free snake kicks into tag out top tier snake kicks. Gives free snake kicks, and on the last hit counter hit, it will give you a free combo, which is who doesn't love free combos. And also 4-2-1-4, the low hit, it doesn't really have much use except if you're trying to run back with 4-2, 4-2, 4-2-1. If they're not ducking the 4-2-1, you can kind of sort of play mind games with it and hit them with the low if they're trying to sleep or something. If you hit 4-2-1, it's sort of an option, even though the mix-up is high-low. At sometimes, I've never seen it ever, but in theory, you should be able to catch them at some point. At least it seems that way, or that's why they added it anyway. Also, another low you have to use is down forward. This has to be one of his best. It has to be his best low other than down back 4 and side step 3. It's I-12, similar to generic toe kick, and generic toe kicks are this podcast sponsors generic toe kicks. Am I right?
Yes, very much so.
Generic toe kick, always the best. Bix isn't as generic because his doesn't crush, which you will kind of notice. So it doesn't make it as generic, but it has the same tracking as DR Kazuya's down forward 2. I'll just say its tracking is that way. Only Lily can sidewalk it left at 0 frames. Only Lily can do that. Everyone else, it's free. If they're trying to move, it's kind of like Law's down back 3 in the sense that if they're trying to step, now they gotta care about the low as well. But if now they're stepping, so they're trying to step and they didn't try to duck, then you have free 4-4-4 to kind of tag them with it. So it's a good mind game if they're trying to step as well. Unless they're Lily and they can sidewalk left. But even then, you can set that up to track left, sort of track sidewalk left. I just have a little slip on my sprite. Okay. Here's four.
Okay,
Sorry.
Don't choke on it. Too top tier.
Choke on it. That's what she said. Okay, 4-4-4. It's his 16 frame tracking move. What do you want from me again? It does decent damage. The whole string does amazing damage. But 4-4-4 by itself is +2 on hit and plus it's -8 to -9 block. Sort of similar to Laz's back one, like I compared it to Laz's back one earlier. And it, in general, it might not seem a very good move, but for Baek, it just helped him so much. It's not even funny. Sidestep 3. This is more of a situational poke. It's good if your opponent's movement sucks. Let's just put it that way. It's used best at max range compared with down 4 for long range poking, which is not really long range, more like mid range. poking. Sidestep left 3 gives you a lot more range than sidestep right 3. And sidestep 3 is the safest low, like we said, at -12. Eats Dragon of Shoulder. If I wish Dan was here, seriously. He'd be lolling at that. Like, free shoulder. Yeah. But it does do 21 damage, which is one of Vic's more damaging lows. Other than down back 4, which I don't even consider a low anymore. And it gives you +4 right in their face, which is not as good as +8, but you gotta take the 21 damage as well sometimes. At mixed rates, is sort of sometimes evade jabs, maybe might be more because of sidestep, and maybe because they're whiffing the jab anyway. Because the way Big stands while he's doing sidestep 3, it's relatively easy to move away from in general because they can backdash it pretty easy. If you're trying to use it at sort of range, it's easy to backdash, and it also hits grounded because we mentioned the sidestep left 3 and sidestep left back 4 earlier. Down 3 is a very weird low. Top tier snake kicks, but just very weird in general. The whole down 3 thing is launchable on each part. Keep that in mind, kids. Lows are at least -16 each. The mid is -15. Down 3 has, oh my god, range though. And if you're crushing properly, down 3 is natural combo. Or on counter hit, sorry.
Yeah, yes. NCC,
Like you
not,
mentioned.
not counter.
Clearly, that would make him broken, right? I don't know.
Yes, yes, it would make him broken.
The best option after down 3 on hit is to just move away because you're at like such heavy negative. You can't even try anything because you're stuck in crouch. The best option is just move away. These are the moves you pretty much going to use run back and forth and Big doesn't really have a huge move list, so you're not going to use like I don't know 20,000 moves to poke your opponent with like how Yoshi does it.
Well, and that's why, at least for those who, I don't know, maybe you like Huarong or whatever, and you want to also pick up Baek, he's a lot simpler because he doesn't have a different moveset. It's not, to memorize right foot forward, left foot forward, right, whatever. Like, you don't have to worry about that. So.
Yeah, that's true. And when you try to, these are the moves you're trying to run in back forth with when your flamingo isn't working and you're trying to chip the opponent. Bake and Steve pretty much works this way because Bake will be right in the front and doing the chip damage while the powerhouse Steve. Shout outs to the early Steve podcast. Steve with the rage monster, he just comes in and he's just swinging with rage. Big doesn't he can't really swing with the amount of safety that Steve can in general. Also, moves that are plus on block. Here we get in the top tier stuff. 3+4 forward, +2 into Flamingo. I was discussing with this with Rainbow Killer, Raybone Killer. He's from Oklahoma. You know him, right? Sort of.
Raybone. Yes and no. I actually. No wait.
You must have heard of him, Ray Daniels.
Yes. I know who he is. For some reason, somebody else came to mind at first, but yes, I know who Raybone.
Oh yeah. I was discussing this with him, and he said the best option after 3+4 forward guarded is Flamingo Super Sidestep. Oh, actually, I didn't mention Flamingo Super Sidestep. It used to be very prevalent in Tekken 6 BR days. It used to be a glitch. You did anything that went to Flamingo, and you hit forward, slide back. You had to hold the 3, and you forward, slide back +4. You trying it right now?
No. What is it supposed to do?
It's you hold 3. Say you do 3+4. You cancel into forward to cancel the Flamingo.
Uh-huh.
You hold the 3, and then from forward you go to back. You slide it pretty fast, and then you hit 4 back +4, and then he'll just go back to go into his back 3 animation. That's the best option after back 3+4 on block. Just Namco. What the hell? Another option.
Oh yeah.
Another.
Huh. I didn't even know that existed.
Oh yeah. It used to be possible after every move that Baek went into Flamingo after, but now they just kept it into 3+4 and 4-3 forward because everyone wants to use 4-3 forward on block, right? Launch punishable. You can sort of sometimes save your skin, not just don't use it ever. Please on block. It's not a poke. Another plus on block move is up forward 2. It's like 26 frames, has shitty hitbox, shitty tracking. Can be backdash easily with like pretty much everyone that is not fat, and it's just not that great. It's usable at the wall. It's very usable at the wall, but in the openness, it's not that great. It gives you +4 opponent crouch on block. Slash kick, generic slash kick, except not really generic because you can hold forward after slash kick and cancel in Flamingo.
God, I have to say that was one of the most annoying changes when they added that, because I was like, because I'm just used to holding forward, and you don't have to hold it for very long in order to get a flamingo. So you're like, oh, didn't mean to do that.
Actually, one of the better things you can do is slash kick. You do the slash kick into Flamingo transition, and you just do Flamingo grab forward two slide three for anyone who doesn't know Flamingo grab. Flamingo forward two slide three. It works when you try the slash kick stuff. People are just expecting to hold back, and you just hit them the free grab. And that's just awesome.
Yeah,
And
my
he has
only
one jab.
problem with the flamingo grab is that it's the only one he has. So usually, if you have, go up against anyone who really knows that, they got the 1+2 on ready on standby. So
Well, that's just goes to show you how shitty Baek is in general. Okay, and he has one jab. One jab gives you awesome, like crazy +1 on block. It's generic one jab. What do you want from me? Okay, now we get into throws. This is where Big shines, in my opinion. For a non-grappler character like Kings, Changs, and Greg, Big throws have to be one of the best in the some of the best in the game. Aside from 4 2+3 and regular 2+4, all of his throws give awesome wakes. His throws work best from wave dash, except for Flamingo's throw, which is primarily used to try and break someone who's in Flamingo. That's like if they're trying to just hold back, you can try to get the Flamingo grab. So it keeps them on point pretty much. Even though it's just a 1+2 break, yeah, but it keeps them on point. They still got to be looking out for the grab.
Mhm.
And regular 2+, all of his throws work from wave dash. Unfortunately, the Oki is a guessing game. It's not really reactable, much like Craig's, but Craig gets a lot more reward than Becca gets off of a side roll because Craig gets a launching throw and Beck gets like down three.
Mhm.
Let's have the crappy ones in general, and then just go up 2+4. This doesn't give any Oki at all. It's taggable, but even then, you're just too far away for any like good wakes in the open. You can whiff punish get up kicks, but why would the opponent even get up kick at that range? I just don't know. Just try and dash in for some wakes sometimes. I don't know. At the wall, however, this throw is like super good because it gives the same wakes as 1+2 4. Oh my god, did I miss this? Actually, I missed knockdown Oki a little bit. I'll mix throws and knockdown Oki. I'll do a throw and then I'll do a knockdown.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 1+2 4. Speaking of 1+2 4, let's do 1+2 4. Oki. Where the hell is that? Oki.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna fault you if you gloss over something a little bit.
What the hell? There we go. 1+2 4 Oki. After 1+2 on hit in the open, dash 4 3 forward, throw quick rise and back roll. Dash down 2 hit stay down and side roll. That's pretty much the only time you're ever gonna use dash down 2 because you dash into it and then you kind of see what the opponent's trying to do, so you can kind of react to it. That's the only pretty much the play. That's pretty much the only place down 2 is really usable as a side roll follow up. And get up kicks will whiff after 1+2 4 in general. You can kind of fake dash into back dash and then punish them with crush F3. The situation at the wall is just so much more juicy. At the wall, if they try to quick rise or get a kick, down forward 1 will float them into a wall split. And if they're trying to just stay down, you can punish the stay down with slash W3 or down 2 or down 3 or whatever. And yeah, that's just how it goes. Into 4 2+3 Flamingo grab, the infamous Flamingo grab that it does 40 damage, which is better than the 35 from 2+4, but this also doesn't give the best wakes. They are just too far away. The best thing you can try to do is dash in carefully. For Baek and Horang players who are using them as a team, this throw is taggable to Horang. Uh, yeah, just what the hell. Tag crash. Sorry. Tag crash. If they try to tag crash after the throw, it'll just whiff in your face. The same with the 2+4 grab as well, and 1+2 4. The knockdown. The tag crash will whiff in your face. You might have to backdash for some larger characters. It'll whiff in your face, and you can punch them with crush dash 3 or instant flamingo upward 3. Its primary use is to flamingo 4 2+3 grab is its primary use is to break down the opponent's defense and flamingo. and trying to swap sides when your back's to the wall. It's kind of like how Dragunov players use two grab and Craig players use one grab when their back's to the wall. They do that, and if they break it or it hits, you switch sides, and they're facing their backs to the wall now. Which is always great. Let's go to the knockdown. Go to knockdown. There we go. After counter hit four for this the mid kick, Tick mentioned like you could hunt for the four, and then you could, if they try to whiff punish the four, you could go into the mid kick and it knocks down and counter hit. The wake ups aren't as strong as they used to be because 4-4 just doesn't recover all that well. But down three will hit side roll. Down three just does so much damage. It'll hit side roll, but it's pretty much like guaranteed anyway because most people are trying to stay down a side roll. Dash 4-3 forward will float quick rise and back roll. It's also the situation with dash down two is also kind of applicable, but still just go for down three. Keep life simple for yourself. Okay, now another grab. 2+4 back. This really nothing you can do if they roll away. This also does 40 damage. There's really nothing that you can do if they roll backwards, which is really odd for a throw with good wakes because they usually punish back roll hard. The best thing you can do is turn around because you're back turned after the throw. You turn around and then dash after them or wave dash after them for more mix-ups. If they stand up straight, you do forward slide back, then snake hits in the back. Top tier snake hits in the back. Also, down 4-3-4 will also hit in the back, but snake kicks does more damage. A launch was a knockdown. What do you want from me? If they get up kick, back turn 4, which no one ever uses ever in general, I don't know why, but back turn 4 will counter hit. If you time it just a little bit, it'll counter hit and then you get a combo. You have to do 4-3 forward afterwards. If they tag crash, hold back and then crash see them in the face. If they side roll, turn around and down three because you really have no time to down two because they can side roll and then get up. Again, not the best rakes, but it's something. That's the best two grab he has really. At least he get a combo in the back somehow. Also switches positions, but only on hit, not on a break. Because on break it gives you the generic break animation. Okay. Knockdown Oki. Flamingo 4-3. I was talking about this a lot. The opponent can't tech roll the knockdown. It's like Heihachi's 4-3, the cocky knee. Baek is like a spinny cocky kick, whatever. Baek, the opponent can't really tech roll the knockdown. You can either just do a jab and then tag out to get do the jab to get out of Flamingo, and then you just tag out, or you can down for 3 cancel into for to approach the opponent for wake ups. The same scenario as what? Also, the counter hit 4-4 stuff. The Flamingo back 3 on counter hit also gives the same Oki. There's so much Oki. The same scenario as counter hit back 3 with also one more variable. If they quick back roll after this, if you do 2 down for 3 forwards into a Flamingo 4-3, it'll hit again. In practice, it'll combo. That's funny. Into Flamingo 4-3, you do two of the down for 3 forwards, and you hit another Flamingo 4-3, and it just combos in the combo meter. I don't know why it does that. It only works on a close range Flamingo 4-3 because the first one hits on close range. The second one has to hit on far range. Let's go to another throw. 1+3. This is when things start getting saucy. If they stand straight up, instant Flamingo 3-4-4-4, as I call it, ruin the Christmas. It'll ruin the Christmas and give you a free back turn combo. If they side roll down 3 and down back 4 hit, actually down back 4 is it's sort of applicable for Oki in this position. If they stand up after the side roll, down back 4 will trip them for a while standing 4-4-4 in the back. Not in the back as a combo, as a float combo. If they back roll, you wave dash into crouch dash 3 in the back, or you can either wave dash into crouch dash 3 in the back, or you can dash up after them and do a back throw. But Baek's back throw sucks. So why don't even do that? Just wave dash into crouch dash 3 in the back. Also, if you crouch dash 3 in the back, you can dash under them and do 4-3 forward. It requires a little bit of timing, but you can dash under the opponent and then you can 4-3 forward for a solo combo. Unless you have another like character who can combo in the back pretty well, but whatever. If they tag crash, you can just backdash into crash dash 3, or you can just back 3 into flamingo 3-4-4-4. Just pick what you want, really. If they get up kick, you will kind of hit them out of the get up kick. Pretty much crash dash 3 is going to interrupt the opponent anyway. That's the best kind of tool you can use in that situation. You can also use down forward 3, but it feels a bit wonky for some reason. It feels a bit wonky for some reason. I don't know why. It's just kind of the space that you get after the throw or something. I don't know. Okay, the best knockdown Baek has 4-4-4-3. You dash after 4-4-4-3. If the opponent tech rolls, you can mix him up, and you have a lot of frame advantage over the opponent. And not in frame advantage, in like regular advantage you have the opponent over the opponent. First of all, they feel salty. They get hit by 4-4-4-3 anyway, which gives you even more advantage. If they stay down to hits, they cannot side roll to avoid this because it's in a tech roll situation. They can't side roll immediately, so down two will hit. If they back roll, a well timed crush S3 will punish back roll. You will hit them if you time it just right. A wave dash crush S3 will launch them in the face, which is also awesome. And now we get to his best grab, down back 1+3. I will say this right now, Baek's down back 1+3 has to be his best grab. It does 40 damage. The animation is pretty fast. Compared to something like a giant swing, giant swing takes a whole lot of time, and the opponent gets prepared to tech roll that, as Unconquerable used to say, that tech roll that stuff, apparently. And it's a fast throw in general. It just happens so quickly. He just like boom, you're right down there for wake ups, and it just gives super good wakes. If they stand up straight, Flamingo 3-4-4-4 hits in the back for a back turn combo, ruin their Christmas again. If they side roll down 3, down back 4 hit. If they stand up after the side roll down back 4 trips for a full combo. If they back roll wave dash into a crash dash 3 in the back or dash into back grab. If they tag crash back 3 into Flamingo 3-4-4-4 for in the back. And if they get up kick, counter hit crash dash 3 and down for 3 will counter hit them for a combo. It is of utmost importance that if you're gonna wave dash, you should be able to do this grab out of wave dash. That's pretty much his grabs and his knockdown, Oki. Whew.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely had a ton of info on that one.
It's like Craig, but Big doesn't have like stuff to hurt side roll. It's like Craig. It's like the Craig podcast.
Notes and all.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually before you even started in on the grabs. That was gonna really be the only thing that we hadn't talked about too much. So since we're actually approaching 2.5 hours, if we haven't already hit it
Oh my
yet,
god!
yeah, I'm actually gonna. We have tons of info, so I think we're okay. Not to mention you did more than usually. We kind of just gloss over the overview of a character, but I think you did a really good job at presenting kind of summary.
If you don't mind, I could just go over some of the tracking options, which I said I could count on my toes.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to cap it at that, though, just because I don't want to make it too ridiculously long. But
okay.
Yeah, if you want to go over the tracking stuff real quick, yeah, that's cool.
Okay, his tracking moves are forward foot 4, tracks both ways, down 4, tracks both ways, Flamingo 4-3 tracks both ways, back 3 tracks both ways, back 4 tracks to the left mostly, tracks to the right a little bit. 4-3+4, which I keep forgetting a lot. It's his another homing move from T6, and down 4-3 tracks for his left. Apart from these moves, Beck doesn't really have anything that tracks. And if I could some weaknesses that he has, like just gloss over them. He still can't track to his right. He still can't track to his right. We just went over the tracking moves that he has. Compared to like a Jin or a Steve, it's just not enough. Side step left and sidewalk left against Beck is very effective. He has legitimate options to deal with side step left now, but it's his right side is still very weak. Beck doesn't really have a whole lot of top tier panic buttons. He does have counter hit 4 and he does have back 3, which are good, but that's kind of where it ends. And back 3 isn't that great if the opponent just backdashes. You're just right in their face looking for a whiff. And counter hit 4s, they have been nerfed apparently. They have been nerfed too because they're whiff animation. They whiff on whiff. They are a lot more punishable than they mostly are. They used to be before Tengadek too. Sure, you can see good players get back 3 in the back. How often do you see players getting back 3 in the back anyway? And also, Big's range game is very very weak. Beyond range 2, he doesn't really have anything except for like down 4-3 and running stuff. He's not as good as range as like Mishimas or Changs or Jacks are. Baek is a gimmick machine. You need to be able to get around his stuff like 4-2-1. 2-2 is also duckable on hit on block. 4-2-1 is duckable on block. Down 4-1-3 is duckable on block. Flamingo 3-3 string. 4-4-4-3. Those are all duckable on block. I haven't even gone over all of those yet. I know I can sit here. I've got tons and tons of setups really to more to talk about, and if we had the time, I would, but we don't apparently.
No, no, because yeah, I mean it's one of those things where I've always made the podcast to be sort of an introductory thing, and you've done a really
I
good job
tried
with
that
that so far.
too, but
Yeah,
yeah, I tried that too, but he just has so much stuff a beginner really needs to know, in my opinion.
yeah. So
Also,
what we're going to do at this point, I mean, we've covered. I mean, as far as I can tell, at least from the little list that I usually use of the categories that make up a character, we've gone over pretty much all of them. I mean, I don't see anything on here that we haven't talked about yet. And since you have, I mean, most of this, if not all of this information, you've actually put in that thread that you made
yeah,
on TZ. Definitely going to link that for sure. So if
oh yeah.
anybody wants to get more in detail, and I know you actually even have a specific matchup stuff in there. So
It's more like what characters are good with him and stuff, and some
yeah,
sort of matchup issues.
yeah,
I would say just say Kappa's destroy Bake and Asuka sidestep left to destroy Bake in general.
yeah.
Also,
The sidestep left
Bake's
issue. Yeah,
yeah, his war game. I just want to mention like two tools that he has. Like he has down one. Down one is -1 to 0 on block, which is just awesome for a mid, and on hit it's like +9 in opponent crouch. So it's pretty much like free mix-ups. Down 1-4, the second hit on counter hit will wall splat, so you can also play mix-ups on block as well, because it's 0 on block, then you can like sidestep and sidestep backward in the face. On down 1 on block, you can either go into sidestep stuff or you can go into down back forward. And sidestep stuff is like mostly sidestep left 3 if you think this can stay there, or sidestep left backward if they whiff something. Sidestep 3 gives +4 on hit, and you're recording this all this stuff, right?
yeah, yeah. It's recording.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, no. The only grab he really has is 2+4 at the wall, because everything else will move him away from the wall, or change the sides. Change the sides completely. Really, the only weakness he has in his wall game, he doesn't have super quick wall splat moves like a Dragon of Connect 1-1 or a Rajo 1-3. That's pretty much the only weakness. It's pretty big. It's pretty big weakness, but it's you can get around it, but it still sucks in general. Also, Dumbeck 64 on count hit gives free 2-2. That's pretty much the last thing I had, except for the rants and shoutouts, which I guess I'll put in the thread we have on TZ, which no one ever looks at anymore.
Well, I can tell you. I mean, for one, it's gonna. I'm sure this episode, even though I'm going to try to get more episodes out for everyone and kind of make up for it. I mean, since there's so much in this episode, I think this will last people quite a while. But yeah, if the shout outs one, yeah, if you just want to throw that up once the episode's up, that's probably going to be the easiest way. But I mean, since the rants are usually, I don't know, for putting that up on a forum seems kind of weird. So with that, if you do want to have a short little rant, yeah, just I would say I'm gonna time you if it starts to go over like.
Oh, is it actually going to be 60 seconds this time?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep you to the 60 seconds since we're kind of stretching the length on this one.
I had it written out. Oh my god, this is like super embarrassing.
I thought you had it planned out. What's going on?
I did. I had it written out, and now since I was jumping around the sheets a lot. Now I lost all the sheets. Which one I had it on?
That's okay. It's not supposed to be a planned out thing anyway. So just think of something that.
There we go. Found it. Yes, found it.
Okay.
I got four like little like lines. Okay, first of all, people who think Baek is bottom tier. Baek is absolutely not bottom tier. He still has stuff you can use. His standing poke game is still awesome. He just does great damage. You need to have good execution, but he does great damage in general. So I don't think he's bottom tier. He's definitely not as bad as like Dr. B or like Angel or something. Which shoutouts to Naklam thread on TZ, while Angel is the worst character on in Tekken Tag 2. Uh, People who hate Tekken Tag Tournament 2, it's a great game. In my opinion, it has to be the best game ever. But I don't really play much games outside of Tekken anyway. So, but it's like it has to be the best game out there ever. It gives you everything you need. You can play the game in any way you like, compared to Tekken Tag 1, which I am sure everyone will agree. It was like a turtle fest. You can play this game any way you like. You can do everything in this game. So I don't know why you're hating on it. Just get better, kids. Vegetarians who think being vegetarian is superior, get that out of here, please. Thank you. I can have my chicken in. Let me have my chicken in peace. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
That must be a New Zealand thing, man. Like we have like vegetarians and people make fun of them, but it's not like a problem.
Oh, actually, it's not as much as like New Zealand stuff as it is my mom, because my mom is like, she's a devout, like religious person, and in Indian religions, you usually don't eat meat. And I and my dad eat meat, and my mom's like, "What the hell?" At you, mom. What the hell?
Oh, funny. Well, actually, yeah.
Shoutouts.
If you have shout outs, I mean, shout outs usually don't take very long, so go for it.
We'll just run through them. Shout outs to the Oakland Tekken scene, which I moved from. Fergus, Connor, James, Andres, and Daly. Special shout outs to Daly for being my mentor. The TC Big Forums, Marine, Lord TKD, CA Carmen, Yunsai, Mr. Taliban, Above Human, B2G, all the people who helped me on the big guide and everything. Real shout outs to you. People who I watch streams on Twitch with, which are General Mustang on TZ, Chanzo, I think that's what it's called. Kagan Tsurugi, the big person I discuss big strats with.
Mhm.
Battle Jeetney, I think you know him sort of, maybe Quintel. Shibo, Louis, Keegan, Dirty Keegan. I call him Dirty Keegan. Eddie, Xavier, Death, Seiko, Black Chapters, Nuke Life, Ice Age. Hashtag Ice Age for community manager. Anyone who wants to play Baek and just plays Baek right now in general, he's a very underappreciated character, very underrated. Like I said, only two
Yeah.
people in the US play him, and pretty much that's how it is in the rest of the world. Scott, to you for working so hard on these podcasts. You know, I think you're gonna cut quite a lot in this podcast because we had most of the podcast was full of rants.
Oh no, this
And
I don't the hardest part of this podcast, and I don't mind telling it everybody out there is because I'm in the States and you're in New Zealand, and it sounds like you're having some weather issues. Probably editing the little breakups that we have, that's probably going to be the hardest part. But otherwise, no, I have no problem with all the information that we have. I just, 5-hour podcast, those are a bit much for me. So.
I'm very very sorry. I wanted to keep it concise, but keep it so that the big player who's jumping in sort of has an idea of the character itself.
No, that
And it's just not like I would say make a podcast full of like use 444 and use 421 because they're good. I wanted to try to explain to the people why they're good moves and why they should be used and how they should be used.
Sure, yeah,
At least from the research I've done.
yeah, no, and I'm totally cool with that. It's just one of those. I kind of work as a moderator, if it's if the episode starts to get too long, you got to reel it back in. But no, we lots of information, and of course.
Actually, I've got a couple of more shout outs if you will.
Yeah,
please.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Shout outs to Billy for being the nicest man alive. If you don't know about Billy, you suck. I get Scott. You could explain the situation because I don't know very well. I don't know Dilly's situation very well.
Well, yeah, there's actually been lots of shout outs and whatnot for it. Both Event Hubs and Kotaku or whoever.
Shout outs to Kotaku.
Yeah, that they actually had little stories, but no, it's pretty straightforward. A couple people kind of stiffed him on shit with his housing, and then he's got the fiance and a baby on the way that supposedly is coming here soon. Although apparently it's it's fighting.
He told me if his baby was a boy, he would teach him how to play Asuka. Come back, Dilly.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
another Asuka play I would have to deal with if I ever came to the States.
Yeah. But the community banded together and luckily, at least temporarily, got him out of that situation. So he's still got some fighting to do, but. He's in a lot better situation than if the community hadn't helped him out. So, best luck to him.
Also, shout outs to Course Tekken Academy. I just recently joined. My name is Karan, and I have my pictures of me when I was like 6 months old, and there's a brick wall behind me. You'll find me pretty easily. I'll try to help you out with big stuff, but I'm not the guy who you gonna ask anyway. Ask Ray Daniels, aka Raybone Killer. He's pretty much the best bake in the U.S. Shout outs to the VXC massacre that just happened. Apparently, only 20 players went to it, and it was like $1,000 to get there. Good stuff on that one, VXC, and it yeah. I don't really have a lot of info, but from what I heard, it was pretty disastrous.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. It's I mean, we'll just have to see in the future because yeah, I've heard like from Markman, for instance, is saying that it was a good event. So, but it's one of those things where for them, at least the location, I think timing was just a little rough. I mean, it's not cheap to get
Oh,
out there.
I heard the timing was a bit of stuff up on maybe not stuff like a hold your hand and pull it back on the Evo's part because apparently they had fixed the date. VXC had fixed the date before Evo. Then Evo released the date and they were like, no, we're not going to change our date. So VXC changed it for the community, which was good on VXC part. But seriously, the location was like, what the hell? The beach, yes, the beach, but what the hell, dude?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay $1,000 to go anywhere, which is not my family.
and I also heard that they were having some weather issues too, which I'll never help.
Oh yeah, the hurricane stuff. But you couldn't really
Yeah, there's
you
nothing
can really
to do about
forecast that, could you?
But,
Yeah, but still.
yeah.
Also, shout outs to the 4 big players: Raybone Killer, Killer 6, Kagan Surugi. Killer 6, yeah. He sort of plays big, but doesn't really play big. He mains ogres now, but he still plays big, and he was the best big in Taken 6. So still shout outs to him. And Protege. Protege must be famous everywhere now in the US Taken scene. Protege, Protege _00. The big player, big slash ogre player. He talks a lot of crap about everyone who he beats online and stuff. Apparently, he beat Fab online 3-0. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It's there's been some back and forth between him and some other folks as well. So
Just kind of a special shout out to Protege. Protege, man, seriously, we because Battle Jitney, you know Battle Jitney, right?
I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah, you know of him. He kind of does like streams. I'm on his stream. Shout outs to his stream. He used to do taking first to fives, and Protege used to show up and talk lots. He used to talk grips of stuff. Yeah, I'm not family, so I'm not really gonna swear. So he used to talk grips of stuff, and he didn't really show up to the stream to play. It was like apparently his brother owns the PS3 and stuff. It's like seriously, dude, just go to a freaking tournament or something, or at least show up to a stream where everyone's watching you, and then just play and trying to beat the good players. Just stop being a keyboard warrior. And he's gonna tell me I'm a keyboard warrior because I'm from New Zealand, but I don't even know and I don't even know the console. But seriously, dude, just if I talk stuff to people in my area, at least I know I can sort of back it up, maybe. But just do it. Really.
All right, a shout out that sort of turned into
it's kind of a what the hell, dude. Also, just a little conclusion to Baek. If you want more, read the TC Baek Bible and ask questions to Raymond Killer because he's the best Baek.
And we'll definitely put the link up to that because I plan on putting this in the Coors Academy as well. So hopefully.
Please! I actually put it up, but no, except for like 4 people, no one even noticed the link.
Yeah, so we'll definitely link it again once put it up there. So
and I'll keep adding more and more info as I can. I'll try to put the wall because there's a lot more in the wall stuff. You can I'll try to put it up in the wall stuff. I'll put it up in the Bible as fast as I can, and I'm sorry if this felt inadequate to some people, because I really tried my best to keep it concise, and if I wanted to, I really could go into a full move list breakdown. But
we're definitely not doing that. I'm definitely going to squash that. But no, I don't know how this could be inadequate. We already put out so much information, and we have supplementary stuff for people to check out. So
also, in the meantime, when you're listening to this, just keep playing, keep supporting Big, keep supporting Tekken Tactics, support the scene, go to show up to tournaments, and Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. That's pretty much
What you got?
what I have to say.
Excellent. Well,
That's all I got.
I absolutely agree. Keep supporting the scene. A lot of people like to say it's dead, which it's dying down a little
It's
bit.
not
But
really dead.
well, no, it's
It's not
not
really.
dead. But I mean, I'm just saying like it's not as hype as it was when the game first came out. Of course, it's never going to be. But just
Yeah.
keep doing it. If you enjoy the game, don't let anybody tell you to stop playing it, and go out, enjoy the scene and whatnot. But that's I don't really have a whole lot else to add to that. So thank you very much, Corinne, for coming on and
You're
spreading all this
welcome.
information. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, everyone, I'm going to try to make up for lost time a little bit. Obviously, not only are we giving you a special extra length edition for this podcast, but I do, like I said, I do have a few other people on the hook, and the scheduling just didn't work out over the past month. So if scheduling actually works out this time, within the next month and a half, hopefully I can, get a few episodes out for everybody to listen to. But with that, yeah, thank you again for coming on, spreading the knowledge, and then thank you everyone if you managed to make it this
Well,
long.
I hope you made it this far.
Yeah,
It
and
would
I
make
mean,
everything worth it.
it's one of those things where these episodes are supposed to be enjoyed, and it's supposed to be a learning experience. So if you have to break it up, definitely do that. It's not hard. It's up on YouTube, so it's not going to be too difficult. And I do have the MP3 that you can download if you want. So
Oh yeah, and
so with
and
that,
I will spam the views. I will keep watching it and keep watching it because I need to learn how to play Baek.
you keep watching your own episode.
Yes, I need to.
Uh,
I'm pretty much I'm the only person whose advice I'm gonna take anyway.
yeah, and click on those ads, make me some
Oh
money.
yes, yeah. Get
Except
you those extra like couple of dollars to
those,
help
yeah, that
help try to get this podcast on. But yeah,
yeah, those ads are a joke. But hey, if it makes me $2 a year, whatever, I guess.
hey,
But
it's better than nothing.
yeah, that's true. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So expect great things, hopefully, to come. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you again for coming out and or for coming on to the podcast and sharing all your knowledge and your notes. And that's all I got, kids. So thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.